And that's how
Hello.
we start a stream. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Alignment Shift, where macabre stories being told about mushroom people and vampires and mass genocide are just another part of our daily routine. So, without further ado, does anyone have any announcements or any questions, comments, or concerns?
I got a cat.
She's got a cat.
Oh no, well, we can't have that. Well, as you can see, I cannot because my picture does not exist. I am just a phantom floating voice. And I just accidentally closed every single web page I had open. Great
need 'em.
job,
No.
me.
You don't need
Trying to
them.
switch between them. Yeah, I don't need my notes. Screw it.
No.
Doing it
All right,
live.
we're doing it live. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
I'm going to flip to a random page in the monster manual, and that's what
That
tonight's
would
episode is.
7.
I don't have my
If it's a
dice.
Taurus, we're all running.
That would be a 24.
All right, and we're going after an aboleth. So,
Okay.
I'd like to roll stealth.
Hey.
I'd like to stealth away from this scene.
Wait,
I'm not prepared for this.
We'll use my expeditious retreat ring.
Right?
I would like to stealth away from adulthood and adult responsibilities.
and yeah, so
Everyone's video is working, but it's really slow, except for Cal.
of course, because that's just how things go. So anyway,
We're gonna figure something
gentlemen,
out.
tonight we are joined by Elena,
Hello.
Vale,
Hello.
Xavier.
No.
I mean Xavier,
Xavier.
You did
Yeah.
not stop Aaron.
Benedictus
I think I need to go to the other room.
Hey, yo!
Stipala,
Hi.
and Oldores,
Hello.
who has been getting unnecessary amounts of shade lately.
Is it made of shadows though?
Really? I have enough? I don't need
Oh my gosh.
And per usual, I am your host, the DM, or Cal, if you want to call me by my slave name.
Or
Um,
Casper?
Cow.
Your mortal name.
My mortal name.
Oh, drab.
Cal Young, the DM guy.
That's me. Dude.
That was
my
fair.
first go. We're gonna do Bill Nye the Science Guy, but Cal Young the DM guy. Yeah.
Cow.
Could work.
Cal,
another
Nye,
song.
Science
Another
Guy.
song you have to make.
I'd watch it.
Yes. So, in reference to what Xavier just said, all the music that plays during the not during the introduction, which we are trying to get working, but the music that plays during the break is written and composed by yours truly. So leave a comment and a like on what you think of our music. I will take them to heart because I take everything to heart. Because look, I'm really sensitive. Okay.
Hi, Snuggles.
Hi, Snuggles. You hear Snuggles?
Thought you were gonna say hi, sensitive. I'm dad.
Oh.
That's
Anyway,
great
so,
dad
Data.
joke.
And now it's just
Uh,
turned into me saying it.
and without further ado, we will begin this week's episode of Alignment Shift. I'm going to take a moment to collect my thoughts here. Last week, shopping was had, rings were, excuse me, rings were purchased, staffs were purchased,
Crying
Oh.
happened.
crying happened. Sapala took some time and communed. Sapala and Elena, I believe, correct, Elena? Took some time and communed with the collective memories of the elven people in the memory ward beneath the Sequoia, I think it was.
Yeah, it was
Soldier
Sequoia.
Dolores.
The Sequoia of Remembrance.
Eudorus also did.
Oh yes, Oldora's also received a vision, which can happen from the Sequoia of Remembrance, but it didn't seem to answer any more questions, or if it did, it posed more questions than it answered. And he shall be pondering that for a time. However, where we currently stand, can someone please remind me where we are at the moment?
Aren't we at the end?
Yes, we just had some fondue.
Yes, the fondue. That was it. Everyone, the fondue.
I'm
that was
pretty
it.
fond of that.
The fond
I-
dude.
I was tired last week. I don't remember what happened when we closed. So, Benedictus has introduced the party to the wonders of melted cheese. And fat and appetites sated. Everyone has gone to bed, and awoken the next morning on Monday, or as apparently is called in this world, Miracen.
I
Were you
dig
guys-
it.
Were you guys aware that it wasn't Monday through Friday in Taldore?
Doesn't he have like a strange number of days or something?
Oh no, there are 7, but most months don't have 30 days. Some of them have like
Yeah.
32.
Does
I
it,
mean,
I knew that
that
the
like
months
the
were
micromanaged
God.
world.
say,
so-
doesn't
Oh,
like
no,
this
no,
month
no.
have
Oh, it's wonderful.
close
This-
there? Doesn't it have like 28 or something?
This one has 29.
29.
Oh,
Close enough.
is it a leap year?
It's not the second month of the year.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the second month, but anyway. So, morning comes to everyone at the Fertile Water Inn. As looking outside, it appears to be a foggier day this morning. The winter air still crisp but warm compared to Whitestone, comparatively. Probably a high 40s, low 50s, New York t-shirt weather outside. As you peek out your windows, you see Singorn is groggy today. The people seem to be moving slower from building to building. There doesn't seem to be the hustle and bustle of the streets as normally greets you when you look out the window. The water's calm and very few boats out and about.
I go downstairs, consume
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yep. Everyone, you make your way downstairs and eventually convene in the common area, having whatever breakfast you wish. What is your goal for the day?
Honestly, I don't know.
I would like to go see Glaive.
Right.
Okay.
Elena's gonna go talk to her uncle-in-law. See if he found anything out yet.
Uncle-in-law.
That would me. Never mind.
What?
Hey, Sapal. Oh, she's gone.
Nothing.
And she's gone.
Quickly turning pages to characters that I was not anticipating.
Oh,
Da-da-da-da.
what's his name? Tristan? Is that what I'm trying to...
I do apologize because I don't remember where I wrote that down.
Oh, it's Tristan!
Captain Enid. It's not in that section. Why would it be in that section? I do apologize. This is very unprofessional of me. Maybe it's in this book.
Hey, Sapala. Definitely not as a distraction or whatever for the DM, but I have some names written down in my notes, and I know they're right, but I just want to confirm that you got them down right. So, the Frog Chief. That is A. Masuta, B. Caveat, or C. Hanyosai. I definitely know the right answer, but I just want to see what you know.
Sure.
His name is Masuta.
Okay, that's what I thought. I mean,
Alright.
yeah, correct.
I don't even have it written down, and I know that, George.
I mean, which one sounds like a frog name? Caveat or Masuta?
Exactly. So, caveat. Which one is that?
I have my notes, by the way.
Excellent. I actually did need to know these things.
The trickster.
I need to take better notes. I just have it written down on a post-it note, just the names.
Don't you have like a really fancy notebook that has certain Caleb Boaz
I do. I need to populate it with words. Okay, so Hanyosai, I believe, is the creature that the Frog Chief was suggesting that we hunt.
Yes. I believe
Okay.
so.
Alright, so I just gotta remember what that third one is.
I don't have that written down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
just because I love having adequate notes. Actually, no. How do you know who Kavait is?
It was the name was discovered in the conversation with the Frog Chief. However, that was several weeks ago.
Are you sure that was Caveat?
I mean, I have it written down.
Because I know who that was, and that was not.
It's
That
not
was-
related
that
to
was
the
a-
Frog Chief at all.
That was a conversation with Xavier.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, that's
Whoops.
Valentine's.
So just
Well-
to know,
Then I guess it's fine. I didn't get any info about that.
yeah, no, Han Yosai, you were right. That was what Masota asked you to deal with, but Kavait was the name of the Lich of the Barren Sea that was.
That was in the book.
It wasn't. That was who was the book was the student of the Lich of the Barren Sea, a trapped
Okay.
spirit that wanted to seek out the Lich of the Barren Sea, Kavait, and regain his mortal vessel, but that has subsequently been blown to the winds lately.
Cool. All right, so that's what that name was. My notes
That's
are
on a
just
different page.
very disorganized. Okay, so you know what you're doing.
Whatever. Continue. Let's go.
Okay.
Regardless, I would like to talk to Masuta later when you have time.
I'm down.
Okay. So this morning, as is everyone going to come with Sapala?
No. I'm gonna go see.
Oh,
Brian.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with Elena.
You're going to do who?
You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna go with Elena.
Elena. Okay.
That's gonna be an awkward silent walk, but whatever.
I'll go with him too because it's funny.
Okay. Uldores, what is your plan for the day?
Doris will go with Sipa.
Okay.
Yay!
So-
I love.
As everyone else goes off with Elena. Oh wait, Benedictus.
Hey,
What is your plan for the day?
Not used to you today.
He should go see Glaive, just so he has to interact with the
everybody always has something to do.
Aw.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
tagging along.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna flip a coin. The spunky one gets heads.
All right, roll a d2.
The spunky one?
I actually have a coin that I just flipped. Oh. I guess I'm going with the royalty.
All right. So the majority of the party makes their way through Sinkhorn.
Maybe.
I'm going
To
with
the
Elena.
Oh.
By the way, not Tristan, just Lord Trist.
Lord Trist. Okay.
Yeah.
Darren Trist.
Darren Latson.
Darren Trist.
D-A-R-E.
Deren.
Oh, okay.
But first, we will go with Sapala and Uldores. Uldores, yes.
I was just gonna say on the way I want to pick up like some pastries or something.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
I love pastries. I will help her look.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Ooh,
I love pastries. I'll help her look.
20.
20. All right. On your way, you pass a beautiful ordained cart where a gorgeous elven woman stands in front, and there are all kinds of glazed baked goods, some dipped in chocolate and strawberry. You can smell fresh fruit oozing out of the interior of some of these baked goods. As you pass by, she greets you. Krvasni,
Hello.
si nasz ty wolna?
I just point at 4 of the biggest pastries that they have.
She grabs the 4 down and gestures to you. Kavani hanar. Holds up, and she holds up 4 fingers.
I hand her money.
What do you hand her?
You know what? I hand her 4 gold.
She reaches down and picks up the 4 gold for you, and you see her expression widen just a little bit as she takes her kanal naba panache, and she like gives you like a little bow, and you see a smile, and she quickly pockets the change. Do either of you speak Elvish?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's okay. I feel good about
Speakers are
See, Paul is
together.
in a good mood this morning. It's okay.
Yeah, and she does look ecstatic. And as you size her up and down, she looks, she's beautiful, and her clothing is well kept. But you can tell she's not nearly as adorned in jewelry as most of the other elves around the city. And 4 gold is probably a little bit more than those pastries were worth.
Oh well.
I get the impression that was probably a very generous thing that you did. Probably was a little cheaper than you expected.
I didn't really know what she was saying,
Me
so
either.
I just went with it. I'm in a good mood.
That's good. I haven't. Well, I mean, ever since we parted ways with Glaive, you've been pretty down, and I feel bad.
Oh, Dolores.
So it's good to see you smile. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, thank you.
All right. As you walk through the streets, 4 pastries in hand, you make your way over to the Barrel Keep. Eldores, this is your first time, I believe, entering the Barrel Keep. As you approach, you see very thick leaf green walls that separate this district from the rest of Singorn. And as you pass through, you just see rows and rows and rows of thin, almost longhouse style buildings that troops are pouring in and out of. And around the entire yard, you just see the military might that is the resting army of Singorn, going about various drills, and you just see a line of 100 archers pinging targets down the way, and a never-ending volley constantly back and forth. As you are walking through, you see in the distance 6 ancient-looking eucalyptus trees that mark the boundary of the keep. But between them, you see a thick wall of what looks to be bark, but as the sun glints off it, you see almost this metallic surface beneath the wood, making it very strong and almost like a gate around the entire keep. Anyway, Sapala leads you forward toward Barrack G, I believe it was, if my memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
G for Glaive.
That's how I remembered it.
And as you approach from the front, there are 2 guards in the front wearing leaf green armor that is gilded with gold along the edges, and both carrying shields that are shaped like leaves with spears in the other hand.
It's almost like
As
the
you-
druids.
Almost.
They're leafmen.
They're leafmen. But as you come-
alone.
As you come up, they kind of
Sorry, I'll leave.
look down at you, and they don't seem to react very much, but acknowledge your presence.
Hello.
Hello.
I've come to see my friend. His name is Glaive.
Yes. Captain Anoras told us you might be coming by.
May I see him?
He's not at this barracks. You are going to have to try Armory 47.
All right. Can you point me in that direction?
Follow the row of barracks all the way down to where you see the smoke stacks. Count 47 buildings down, and you will be at Armory 47.
Thank you so much. You have a nice day.
Who
You
needs
as well.
47 armories?
Goodbye.
Let's go, Yildores.
Okay.
I just imagine her grabbing his hand. Let's go.
That's what I
Pretty
imagined.
much.
So the 2 of you set off following directions. You pass the barracks, and now you come to a line of, just behind the barracks, large smithing workshops, or what you can only imagine to be smithing workshops, because both of you have seen mundane smithing workshops before, where they're usually dirty and smell bad and a place for work to be done. But as you pass each of these buildings, they're three-walled structures that are open in the front, and as you pass by, you just see beautiful furnaces that are that appear to be in the heart of a tree that has been chopped down. You see this almost trunk-like base coming up, and an open-mouthed furnace with carvings of dragons and battles and giants, and some of them have giant faces with their mouth open, or they're just like a Gothic fireplace times 15. And the elves that work inside these shops are all beautifully adorned in armor that appears to be made out of bark, much like the very gate that surrounds the Barrel Keep. And you see these stacks of the bark around that they are pulling apart and hacking through using various saws, and they take the bark and stick it directly into the furnace and begin to pull it out and work this bark as you would work a metal. You make your way further in and further down, and eventually, counting 47, you come upon this shop. It's near the end of the row. There's about 50 in each row, so you're 3 buildings before the end of this row. And as you come up, you see a elderly elven gentleman who is balding on the top of his head, very clear, long silver hair, though, that does come down past his side. Behind him, he's hunched, and even though he's old, he's wielding a moderately sized hammer. You imagine easily a 3 to 4 pound hammer, and he's setting to work on a piece of iron or bark. You're not sure what is glowing red on this anvil. Behind him, you see the furnace. The open mouth of a similar looking man, almost, with a great big beard, balding head, makes up the shape of this furnace. Kind of like the Chamber of Secrets in the Harry Potter movie, just this big old man head with the mouth open and this burning fire in the mouth. And in the corner, as you approach, you see Glaive standing in the corner, working. There's a long wooden stake attached to a chain, and he's lifting it up over his head and pumping it down, and up and pumping it down. And as the chain goes up and down, you hear this roar, and the fire flickers to a brighter light with each pump of the bellows.
She just screams, "Glaive!" like with excitement.
No, I'm working on a sword.
Oh, sorry. My name is Paula. I'm here to see the tall gentleman behind you.
He's busy working bellows at the moment. If you'll give us a few minutes, I will be done heat treating this first piece of barkwood.
Okay, I can wait.
I just said the wrong word.
It's okay.
Iron bark. Barkwood.
Yes, sir. And Paula sits exactly where she's standing.
You sit and you watch as he extracts this. After a few minutes, he pulls out this bark from the furnace, and you see a long trough to the other side, and in front of him is a beautifully curved saber that he's pulled out of the furnace. He drops it in the trough, and this steam just bellows from the trough, and he pulls out the once glowing red saber, and now pulls it out, and it's curved slightly more with the quenching process, and he inspects it and moves over to another corner and begins using a thick wire brush to remove scale from it. And you may take your break there.
All right.
So he sets about work removing the scale from the saber, and Glaive, you let the bellows go up, and and the fire begins to slowly die down from the coals being let loose the oxygen. So Paula, as you run up toward Glaive, you do see that around his wrists are two very silvered manacles that emanate a slight greenish energy, and as well around his ankles. It's not a constricting chain. They are chained together, but he seems to have full range of movement between them. It's mostly just to keep them together. But the light does emanate from him, this dull green pulse.
For a moment, she pauses and looks worried, but then she shakes her head and she just runs up and hugs Glaive.
I put my gigantic, meaty hand on her head. How are you?
Glaive,
How are you?
I've missed you.
It has been 2 days.
You told me you would never leave me.
I didn't. I was taken from you. Those are two different things.
I'm not getting into that. And she opens the pastries and she gives one to Yoldoras and she gives two to Glaive, and then she takes hers and she's like, eat. I brought you pastries.
It's a nail file in the cake.
Well,
Awkward silence.
I need to not look at George.
The two of you kind of sit in awkward silence, just steadily munching on your pastries, as over in the corner, the smith has finished removing the scale and kind of shuffles past you all. Ugh. Well, how much longer are you going to pay?
Just a few more moments. I'm sorry.
My time is precious. I have 467 more of these to make this month alone.
And the month is almost out.
The month has just begun. Do not be dull-witted. Come, there is work to be done.
Glaive.
How long have we been on the road? Oh, yeah.
A while. It is currently
Yes.
it is currently the 4th of the first month.
Yes, Eldoris.
Is there anything we can do for you? Anything you'd like us to do on your?
Complete what we came here to
Did
do.
you bring me one of those pastries?
I haven't eaten my other one if you want it.
That would be much kind of you, sir. Reaches over and grabs it from you. He's awkwardly sitting on the workbench watching your conversation, munching on a pastry.
So Eldoris turns back to Glaive, clears his throat. Is there anything you would like us to do for you? Anything we can do on your behalf?
Yes. Explain something to Elena for me.
I can certainly try.
The way my powers work is that I am claimed by a powerful demon. While I wear these, I have my own free range of thought and movement.
And as you watch Glaive speak, you also see something you've never seen before, Odolors. Make an insight check.
I will make that insight check. I think Glaive was going to say something else.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Glaive.
I was, but it might be a good idea for the insight check to go on ahead. Should I counter roll anything?
Yes, counter roll One of the two, you decide which one.
I rolled like crap. I rolled a 2.
Don't worry, I have a -2 modifier. Get over here.
Let me see what my total is.
Oh my.
Yeah, I got a total of 5.
Glaive?
I got a total of 18. Holy
Wow.
crap.
So Paulo, you as well roll an insight check because you've been interacting with him this whole time.
Yes. That would be a 6.
6.
Wow.
So, to both of you, Glaive seems like his completely normal self.
Oh.
So you just... I'm sorry.
No, yeah, go ahead.
The nature of my powers is that when I use them to heal or harm, I lay claim to that person's soul for the demon that has actually claimed me. It was not something I was aware of until the forest. Whenever I tore the tree in half,
Mm.
Oh dear. And Uldoris, like, his eyes start shifting back and forth, trying to recount everything that's happened since he met Clave. Like, did you ever heal?
no. It's Vale and Elena. Also Grog.
Oh,
Come in.
Which is really funny because the quest for Grog is airing right now.
I need to tweet this.
In our game, Glaive's Grog also lost his soul.
oh, that is that's a lot. That's a lot to try and wrap my head around. Wow. I am. Is there a way for you to get out of it? You said these. Well, you're wearing these things. You're of sound mind. Is that right? Is that true?
It is. And I'm afraid that if I try to tell her myself while I have these off, he will decide to just take them.
Right.
I do not want to risk that.
So, I guess, what next? Is there something we can do to fix it?
Kill him.
And who are we going to kill now?
The demon.
We'll have to cross the ocean back to my home, where I saw some blue insect thing roaming over the graves of my people. That's the best idea that I have.
Okay. I know I'm not the brightest, but where are you from?
Wildmount,
Wildmount.
I think. Yes.
Okay.
That's where I'm from.
And what's the name of this?
He claimed to be Asmodeus. Whenever the... Whoa, hang on. I got sent a message. Dive, dive, dive.
Hold on, I'm in prison. I got a text.
What was your
Oh, it wasn't their graves. It was our freshly strewn corpses.
Oh,
that's not a pretty picture.
That's right. It happened during the storm.
What is the name of your people, your tribe, your clan?
We are the 100 Herd. It's a very simple name. Yes.
And you're saying if we can track him down and kill him,
Hopefully everybody will be free. It might end up being a capture type mission.
I have some certain reservations about the hunting demons and devils and the like, but that doesn't really pertain to you. I guess we'll do our best. I can't promise anything, Dave.
I know. This is a lot to ask of you.
Yeah, Uldoris kind of he's kind of choking back some words, and he decides to step back, and he nods to Glaive and kind of gives the floor back to Sapala. In the meantime, trying to regain some composure, he turns to the guy that's been working on the strange wood, and he tries to busy himself checking out this material. So Sapala can have some time.
Make a nature check while Sapala continues her conversation.
Glaive,
Yes.
have you been taken care of?
They've provided me with leaves for the bathroom, if that's what you mean.
I mean, have you eaten meals?
I know. I'm sorry. They gave me this weird bread that you eat, like a bite of it, and it satiates you for a day. It's really weird, but it works.
Have you gotten enough sleep?
After I got done trying to break out of these things.
Yeah, speaking of that, what the heck?
Okay, you get teleported to a mysterious room with a bunch of people you don't know, and then they cast magic on you, and you don't know what's going on. My first instinct is to get out. And then I cross my arms and I pout.
Really?
Yes, really.
Listen here, I didn't come here to fight with you. I've missed you, and I came to see you and have a good time.
I miss you.
Now smile.
I mean, I'm in chains. And I'm being made to work to pay off a debt that, quite frankly, she deserved. She deserved all of that treatment.
Glaive.
And I'm smiling at this. I am. This
You're
is
alive.
one big joke to him.
That's one thing that's good. I brought you a dang pastry, okay?
Yes, you did. And it was delicious.
Good. Now, don't cause any more trouble.
As long as they don't cast weird spells on me again, I won't.
Weird magic. Fuck off.
Makes sense to me.
I wasn't expecting that big of a laugh. Thank you.
But more to the point, I'm going to be in here for another 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get everybody to get the wraps. so that we'll be able to get out of here quicker.
Well,
Were you told about that?
yes. I think we're waiting on you. Why?
Because then-
Tito's voice.
Hi, Elena.
When did you creep in here?
Because whenever we're done with that, I want to be able to get to Wildmount as quickly as we can, which is in the opposite direction. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to take these off before we get to Wildmount again.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not interested in being used as a puppet.
Okay. Well, it seems that you're busy. And as much as I don't want to leave, I know I probably should leave. So she just like gives him a hug.
Oh, you get bear hugged. You get caught up all up in that sweaty Goliath.
Yeah, she kisses him on the cheek.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss you too.
Oh. She like throws flower petals at him. All right. I'll see you later, Glaive.
You'd better.
Don't-
Take care of yourself.
Don't try to break out anymore.
Same thing I told her.
Eldorus, what was the result of your nature check?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You've heard stories about this material. You've never really considered that it might actually be real. You know the elves have all kinds of interesting enchantments on plant life and things of the sort. And you've heard of a material known as ironbark, which is a naturally growing tree in the Feywild that has been transplanted by the elves and is cultivated here in the Barrel Keep. It is as strong as iron, it's as malleable as iron, but is, however, a renewable resource. So rather than needing to mine in the earth for ore deposits, they grow trees. And similarly to ironbark, you glance around at some of the thatching on the roof and realize that what you thought was just simple straw thatching or something of the like is another one of the metallic plant life known as steel fern, a natural fern that grows stronger than iron and shimmers like steel.
Interesting. I'm very intrigued by all of this. And so is Eldorus.
Hey, me too. I'm going off 2 notes in Matt Murray's book here that have no explanation.
So on his way out, Eldorus stops and gestures to the guy that's working the forge in here. If I'm sorry. I know we've taken enough of your time already, and I appreciate it very much. If I were to say, want to try and get a hold of some armor or weapons made of this material, would I be able to?
If you got the coin, you could.
Who would I go and talk to?
Check out the iron back of the barrel keep. I don't remember what accent I did for this guy. The back of the barrel keep.
The back of the barrel keep.
I'm gonna screw the accent right now. I'm too tired for this. The Iron Grove, in the back of the barrel keep.
Okay. It looks good. Good job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See, Paula hands him a flower and says thank you.
He looks inquisitively down at the flower, and as you turn and walk away, you glance over your shoulder and see him kind of just toss it into the furnace.
Well, okay then.
And he snaps his fingers toward Glaive, who makes his way over. I would like the two of you both to make one more insight check. And Glaive, roll again.
Where is it?
14 for me.
14?
0.
Oh, natural 1.
22.
Okay. As you watch Glaive begin to work the bellows, you see this, for the first time in your conversation, you realize a little bit of a 1,000-yard stare to Glaive. But at the same time, there is a movement, a priority to his movements. Like, he's not thinking about the work that he's doing, but something about the work that he is doing is invigorating him a little bit. There's something going on with Glaive. You don't know what it is. As you walk away, you just see that 1,000-yard stare, his eyes burning into that furnace with every pump, like this this look of man, I'm blanking on the word right now. Conviction come over Glaive as he stares into the furnace.
Like, almost like he's aware of.
Like what?
He's aware, like he's aware of what he's doing, even though he has no control of it, and he's kind of feeding on it in.
Glaive, how would you like to describe it?
Like a man whose entire life and purpose was ripped away from him, and he is only now realizing the infinite possibility of what a empty destiny could be. What?
An empty what?
Destiny.
Yeah, that's what you see.
Well, the rest doesn't get it. But okay.
He looks exactly like that.
He looks like someone working at an office job.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, that's heartless.
Hey, I have an office job, okay?
Yeah, we know.
Or a retail
Paula turns to Eldora and she says, I'm worried about Glaive.
I am too.
Now she's worried. Not whenever I start using blood.
He
I've
is
been
strong.
worried the whole time, okay?
He is strong. I'm worried too, but he is strong.
I mean, not that strong. He's got like a 14.
I mean, he's, moderately strong.
I'm kidding.
Compared to the rest of the group, though, that's a lot.
I'm sorry, Eldora, what did you say?
That was all. Just I have my worries as well, but I think he will be okay. But I think we should try and do our part and see if we can help him in our own way.
I hope he's okay. I've never seen him look like that before.
All right. So, as the two of you make your way through the streets, are you heading to the Barrel Keep?
I would like to try and pit stop. Yeah.
All right.
Wherever
While you're on your way to that, we're gonna switch to Elena and her traveling all the way across Singorn. Takes you a little while to get there, but eventually you make your way to the Emerald Citadel. Was it the Emerald Citadel? No. It was in the Memory Ward, as well. Because it was across the tree. So you make your way to the Memory Ward again, where you ran into the Trist Lord the first time. Rather large party this time. You make your way up the beautiful steps, knock on the door. A couple beats pass, and the same kind of butler-esque gentleman opens the door. Yes, what can I do for?
Is Lord Tristan over here?
It is Mira-san.
Yes.
That means court is in session, and he is currently attending a meeting of the Council of Religious Studies. Do you wish to leave a missive?
Yes.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small paper and quill. Your missive, madam.
Just if he had found out any information of what us.
I am to ask him if he found anything yet.
Yes.
Pertaining to
What we discussed. He knows. What I do.
when was your meeting with him?
Was it yes?
I shall pass it along.
Thank you.
Met with the council and shall be back later this week.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
As you were.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
So you kind of awkwardly turn back around to the party and
Well, that was productive. Hi, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
know
to
you're
s-
still here.
I hate to say it, but I think I'm sensing a theme.
And what is this theme?
That we can knock on all the doors we want and get very little useful information.
At least I'm trying.
I mean, maybe for you all, but I've gotten.
If
I mean, I've still been stopped at the door at almost every place I go to, but I've gotten a little bit more information.
We're not breaking into anyone's house.
That's.
I have a bad idea.
That wasn't what I was. Never mind.
Okay, then what is your bad idea? Man.
Well, so the other night, I went for a walk in the city
As you do.
and accidentally, potentially stumbled upon the Singorn Underground.
Okay.
How does one
And-
And
accidentally
your idea
stumble
is
upon-
Undergrounds have information. Undergrounds know things.
that they're not going to give us.
Not for free.
Well, maybe not the specific underground.
Oh, do you know of an underground?
I think you know the answer to that question, Elena.
That.
Now, would you look at the time? I'm actually supposed to meet with somebody. Maybe.
This is one time that you're going not to buddies.
I mean, someone could gladly come along with me.
Where are you going?
Somewhere.
Uh-huh.
It's just vague enough to work.
You're not wrong.
Well, I don't feel it. We're not speaking.
You've done some dark shit, Vale. Why don't you come along?
I'm not sure
Hello?
I like what you're implying.
Hello.
How did you leave us?
Apparently, I don't know how, but I lost Xavier somewhere around. He was going to try to do something.
Oh, I could.
We're still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Well, I know what Elena knows what he.
I would like to remind everyone it has been 1 day since our last game.
It's been about a week.
Yeah. Feels
Okay.
like so long.
Benedictus or Vale, or you could by yourself. No. Or whoever you're speaking with.
What? I wasn't speaking.
No, whoever he is meeting with.
Oh, you.
I guess I'll go. Sure.
I'm confused.
What time of day is it?
I'm also confused.
Currently, probably about 10 in the morning.
I guess I'll go with you too.
I mean, we can wait a little bit. It's not instantaneous that I can get information from people.
All right.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
I guess the three of them are gonna go do some shady meetings.
Okay.
Oh, Ham, we need the buddy system. Elena needs a buddy.
I don't need a
Elena
buddy.
can come with us.
Fine, I guess I'm coming.
Cool.
I look at Van and Lena. They're good at sneaking. I look over at Benedictus.
What?
What?
Nothing. You just see looks.
No, you.
Oh, did I actually
Okay.
cut out?
Yes.
I look at you, Vale and Elena. They can sneak. I slowly look over at Benedictus.
Did you just whisper that under your breath? They
Sort of.
can sneak.
They can sneak. I look over at the large dragonborn next to me. Sure, let's go. We head to the underground.
Okay. So you make your way through the streets of Singorn, winding back into the Tarn district. You see, it's been less than 20 hours.
No, I did that in the morning yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was while we were doing other things, I think.
Oh, okay, so it's been about 24 hours at this point. Yeah. You make your way through the Tarn district and you watch as a new ship seems to be pulling into dock. A small fishing boat. And you pass by that and make your way back toward that textile district that both Vale and Xavier stumbled upon. You come into the alleyway where all the various cloths are hanging draped, gently wafting in the breeze. It's still chilly out, so the wind is picking up a little bit, but being in the secluded alleyway seems to have lent some protection from the wind.
Before we go in, I feel it's not be the best to walk in as a group of, a giant group of 4 people.
Okay.
So I feel like
We stagger our entry.
Or groups of 2.
stagger our entry, and also, you finally made it in the window, didn't you? Sorry. More feel like I would be comfortable with only taking one of you in with me. Sorry, I just noticed I cut out. I feel like I'd feel more comfortable with only taking one of you with me.
I'll go.
If you 2 want to stay out here.
I don't really know what's there. I only got a quick look.
So don't know what to tell you. Well, to be honest, I've never been in here either. I poked my head in for a little bit and gave them something. That's about it.
All right. I do feel like I could use a bit more information about what we're doing here. You said we're meeting someone?
I gave them a letter to give to a contact of mine.
Okay.
They should be here, and I've requested a few things.
Okay.
So, that is what we're doing here. Just feel like my cat is sniffing my hand under my desk, and it's creeping me the fuck out. Stop it.
Banish your familiar.
'Cause I just feel a wet nose press against my hand every so often. So.
All right, so the two of us will go in to the drop point, if you will.
Yeah.
The other two watch from a distance in case things go south.
My plan exactly. Does that sound okay with you two, Elena, Bernadette?
I'm fine with the plan.
Bernie?
I don't have a debate.
Shall we then, Vale?
Sure.
We walk in.
Okay. So the two of you walk in, and you are once again greeted by less busy than it had been the night before. About the same as it was when you came in, Xavier. The atmosphere quiet during the daytime, but you do still see the red-skinned, hulking man with curled ram horns coming off the side of his head, wearing an eye patch on one side, and he has gold piercings adorning his horns and his nose, what appears to be leather armor with steel plates attached to it, and a massive war hammer leaned up against the side. And as you step in, he immediately extends a hand and clasps it to the front of your chest. Xavier, are you going to attempt to dodge?
No.
And Vale, the other hand comes whipping around and comes to grab you as well. Do you attempt to dodge?
Don't resist.
You didn't say that before. I'd like to keep the hand from like grabbing me, but I will, not move aggressively or increase distance.
Just put your hand right there.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay. Sorry, table damaging dice. Check, not save.
Save.
Save. Not check.
Yeah, make it a check. Make it a check.
Okay. 16.
On second thought, make it a save.
Actually, no. So you go to move back, and
better.
faster than you expected, his hand grabs you by the shirt, and both of you are just tugged in. He stands about 6'10" tall, with the horns included, and he pulls you both toward him, stooping his head down, and you can feel the heat of his breath and the smell of rotten fish as he exhales. You are no, he says, looking over at Xavier. You are don't now. What's your business down here?
She's a companion of mine. I believe I gave you a letter yesterday. I'm here to follow up.
Right, letter. I'll pass it along. They were not too happy about it when I handed it off. But they're still very interested in mating with you.
I would be glad to meet them.
Right. You see, you watch as he's silently sizing you up and down. So, information I got for you was to be at the Red Rat at midnight and be there alone.
Red Rat, you said.
Red Rat. Hey.
I appreciate the information.
Right. And you see he's just inspecting you and like watching your face for a reaction. Make a actually no, I'm just gonna make an insight check.
Freaking cat.
How are you taking this news? Be it the Red Rat alone, yada yada yada. He doesn't notice.
Firmly.
He doesn't notice anything. So
Fuck. My cat just tried to jump into my lap.
Except the cat.
so if there's nothing else, I'll assume you'll be out your way.
Absolutely. We'll bother you no more. What? You're not a Khajiit. Stop it.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
Khajiit has snuggles if you have hands.
Do you moonshine?
Get out, you little
Do you moonshine?
Skuma? Skuma?
Skooma.
Skuma? Skuma? Skuma?
Ah, that hurt.
Do you spice?
Just came and bit my
I was
knee.
just going to say that.
Alright, we head out.
Are we leaving?
Okay, so you go
Unwrinkling
deeper
my
in.
clothes.
So you go deeper into the bazaar.
Not in this place, no.
Oh, okay.
As we turn to leave, I'll just stare at him for a second, then turn and leave.
Can I make just a quick insight check on him?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, the dice got all messed up. Advantage! What's my insight? Oh, yeah, lousy. But it's 16. I just want to...
16.
I basically want to just size him up. Like, how tough
So
really is this guy? Is he just a large man
you're
that's-
just, you're
seem threatening?
just sizing him up.
Mhm.
This guy is most certainly an enforcer. You see rippling muscles, and he's the meat of the front door. And you see numerous scars across his entire body and burn marks and pock marks. This guy has seen combat and come out on top every time.
It's clearly never faced a wizard before.
As well, you notice there's definitely something a little nefarious about his answer to you.
Shocking.
All right. I have the feeling just to poke my head back in and ask him, did you give it to the right people?
You can certainly do that.
I just quickly poke my head back in. Who did you give that letter to, by the way?
He looks at you, his arms crossed. You see like his one eye just piercing into yours. Fella from the Dinesh named Kalish.
I know who this is, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
If it is if this is a name that rings a bell to you.
As long as you're not, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
As long as they're not what?
Say that name one more time.
Callus.
Callus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will just for the sake of not misconstruing information, which has happened before, this is a character from your backstory.
I don't know what you're talking about. We should all know our backstories very well.
I have to read up on my backstory again, apparently. It might just not be clicking in my mind. Is it specifically from the written?
Hang on, I'm rereading it.
The written backstory, or?
I thought I had it from your backstory, but
Feed me false information here, Kyle.
maybe I'm reading the wrong thing.
Is the name correct?
It should be right.
All right.
Where's your other one?
That's a picture. Well, anyway, thank you, and
I'll message you. Yeah, but yeah.
I'll head out.
Right. Well, So you poke your head back out, and you're back in the alleyway.
Well, that went better than I expected.
Are you back in the alleyway with everyone?
Yes.
Well, you're not dead, so. I'd say, yeah, going pretty well.
Oh, Mackenzie, did you ever send me your 100 questions?
I'll look. I think I did.
I think you did too, and I can't find it because I think that's where it came from.
I think I know where that is. All right, continue though.
Sorry, I can't find that note, and I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. So, yes.
I'll have to look real quick.
So, while that was going on and you are all discussing in the alleyway, Oldores.
Yes.
So you approach the main portion of the Barrel Keep. You winding through these trees with the glistening bark that you've never seen before, and it's beautiful. And you see the that they're planted right next to each other, and they seem to grow up and just directly into each other, where most trees attempt to leave a berth between them to allow air and space to grow. These trees connect about 5 or 6 feet up into the air, and then just interlock all their branches in this lattice work that looks nigh impenetrable. And as there's only like maybe half of a foot between each tree, you wonder to yourself how these trees fight for nutrients beneath the earth, and can imagine only magic allows these trees to grow in such proximity to each other. Nevertheless, you make your way deeper toward the Barrel Keep, and you pass these 6 ancient eucalyptus trees, and each one seems to have form to them as you pass. You could almost swear that they are shaped humanoid in their trunks and twist in natural dimensions of a person, with arms and a bulbous sort of head at the top. But you kind of push that thought from your mind and continue toward the keep. As you walk around, a number of the guard regiment take notice of you walking around the keep and begin to approach you. You there? Stop. Hello?
So,
Yes, we're there.
Dolores? Zapala?
I'm here.
Sorry, I wasn't hitting my button. Sorry about that.
You there? Stop.
Yes, hello.
What's your business?
walking.
Well, I was told to, I'm trying to find the Iron Grove.
Ah, yes. Do you have a reason to visit the Iron Grove?
Well, I was, I do. I was trying to inquire about some wares made from, I think it's called iron bark.
Right. Understandable. You are more than welcome to procure items from the herbalist. But I assume you can understand we will not allow you to wander about the keep unescorted. So our regiment shall keep a firm pace with you as you approach the Iron Garden. Yes?
Okay, that is fine.
Very well. All right. So you continue walking around the Barrel Keep, And looking up, you see above you just this giant spire that goes into the sky, and at the top, this kind of faint light pulsing over all of Singorn, where you imagine the Verdant Lord Kelendar resides. And behind you, about 5 elves continue at pace with you and walk with you as you round the keep. And behind you see rows and rows of small, knee-high saplings.
I gotta stop for a second. You said there's 5 of them?
Yep.
Uldurus stops for a moment right before rounding the corner, and he looks back at them. Am I that menacing? You need 5 guards to 5?
Me.
We don't know anything about you and would rather be cautious than wrong.
Oh, okay. I've never felt dangerous before.
You're not used to being a foreigner, are you?
I've always been the foreigner.
Then
Everywhere I go.
Then you should understand precaution.
He tries to straighten his face a bit, and he shakes his head. And I apologize. I'm not used to being treated with such concern. But I understand, and I apologize. I'm just not used to this kind of attention.
You watch as they kind of nervously look at each other and continue walking with you. As you enter the grove, you pass the rows and rows of knee-high saplings. You see a numerous people tending to the trees, watering them and clearing out dead leaves. Interestingly, you hear them placing the dead leaves in a small box, and as they do, there's a small clanking sound as each of the leaves is placed in the box. The leaves almost appear to be, as opposed to dead and dying, they look oxidized and covered in a small layer of rust that the gardeners are tending to and pruning. In the back, there's a large, for lack of better, more eloquent term, warehouse. Stands 50 feet tall with a massive open archway of curled, twisting birch wood that just winds and twists almost like a braided hair at the top. And as you pass through the archway, you see that this warehouse is actually a greenhouse, the roof of it encased in glass, and the inside is just this verdant expanse of many different I keep saying that word because it's right in front on my paper. Verdant expanse of all kinds of shrubs and plants and trees, and yes, that's what's on my screen. Where would you like to go, Uldurus?
He has no idea where he's going, so he's going to look around until he can find where I guess armor and weaponry might be produced with this ironbark stuff.
Okay, so make an investigation check.
Okay. Okay. That is a 20.
Okay. So I suppose failure in my understanding here. So you go around this kind of warehouse area for a little while, and eventually you make your way toward the back, where a number of elves are using a very special, very ornate, almost silvered saw to remove some of the elder trees from the back of the grove. They're hewn from the bottom, and then their very roots are pulled up, and you watch as this tree is brought into the warehouse, In the back, it is stripped of its bark on a giant lathe that pulls it off in 4 sections. And then that iron bark is brought out of the iron grove and back out where you were before to the blacksmiths and such in that section. And you watch as this train goes out and then is worked on in that area and then produced and brought back to the armory.
Did Ulduris just walk in a big loop?
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you said you were asking about the ironwood and you said you wanted to go where the iron was, I took you to the groves where it was grown.
Oh no, I had asked the guy where Glaive was if I wanted to buy armor and weapons made from this stuff. If
I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to buy like straight bark. Is what I thought you were saying.
No, I have no idea how to work that stuff.
I need it straight from the tree.
I was confused. I'm like, all right, sit in the bark. Okay, cool.
Real quick, Cal.
Good.
What was the name that he gave the letter to?
Callus.
Check your messages for me.
Hang on.
I'm sorry for getting you all confused.
That's okay.
See, Paul is interested in.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm loving the tour.
Yeah, right?
Sorry, I got confusing notes in front of me here. I'm gonna flip through.
The tour is free, too.
Look, it's not enough that I've got 3 notebooks, okay?
Who's
There's another one.
Technically 4 if I go by the original one.
Cal.
I think that sounds right, Mackenzie. I think I wrote down the wrong name. That sounds right.
Yeah, because I didn't find that name in there. I found that one though.
And what was that, Sapala?
Well, while you were explaining things, you were breaking up a bit, and so if I'm understanding correctly, the iron comes from
Yes, iron bark.
Yes, that was definitely.
And so we're in a greenhouse right now.
Technically at the moment, but Xavier, yes, that is who it was.
Okay. I know that person.
I apologize.
No,
That was
good.
my fault.
I was like, that doesn't ring a bell.
So, Sapala, what did you want to do in the greenhouse?
I'm following Eldora.
All right, so you follow Doris for a moment as he seems to do just a giant loop around the entire Barrel Keep, a little bit confused as the hand of fate leads him in the wrong direction. Eventually, he ends up at the second largest structure in the entire keep, apart from the keep itself. As you step in, you just see rows and rows and rows of beautiful weaponry. Long scimitars that twist and bend, katanas and long swords and everything. This beautiful silvered texture with a scaling to it, almost like a Damascus blade that has perfect symmetry along the entirety of the weapon's surface. And this scaling is mirrored in a lot of the armor that is worn. The leaf-like pattern to their armor actually is the scaling of this bark that has been pounded into the metal. As you pass these rows of weapons and armor, each set up in a way that could just be grabbed easily and ran out the front door with by passing soldiers. As you come in, a younger elven gentleman is at a desk with just a stack of books, and every couple seconds another person comes in the room carrying a weapon, and as he comes in, section A45 writes it down in the book. Yes, Glaives, those are in section B42. Warhammer section A97. And as you approach the desk, yes. Welcome to the Armory. What can I do for you?
I am sorry. I hope I don't mess up your counting.
He holds up a hand. Someone else comes in. One moment. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I had saw
Come
someone.
now, have an old day.
Oh, okay. So I saw someone making some items with this iron bark, and they said if I had coin, I could buy some. And I was just curious to see what kind of things you have for sale. Is there for purchase?
If you're looking to purchase from the Royal Army, you are indeed welcome to do so. What are you looking?
I'm not sure. What sort of wares do you have?
He gestures to the entirety of the and pulls out just this thick, dusty tome. Every single arm and armament that has been invented or conceived by man is in this book. If it is not in these shelves, it has not been crafted by a blacksmith.
That's impressive.
We have everything here from weapons to tongs to horse plows to dinner forks. Anything that has been made out of metal has been made out of iron bark and catalogued here and kept in Africa at the very least. That did not sound good.
I think Lola's
Sounds like someone's a first-time cat owner.
One of my plans broke it.
What's broken?
One of my pots that I have a plant in.
Days since last accident, 0.
Basic Doras, if you'd like. You can purchase any weapon, armor, or item from the player handbook. It will be it'll be triple its regular price, but will come with a +1 bonus.
She's really nervously checking out what mess she made.
If there's anything sharp there, you should probably clean it. Or you could just laugh at the cat too. That's fine.
I'm gonna clean it.
Oh, look at the little cat playing with sharp.
I have my PHB immediately available.
Page 149 for weapons.
Is there anything particular of interest? Maybe set aside specialty items, anything out of the ordinary from their mass bulk.
Make an investigation check.
16.
Glancing around every shelf, just seems to hold just innumerous items, and as you flip through the book, you begin to dizzy yourself, not realizing just how many different weapons and armors there are. You're club, dagger, great club, you're just going through, and your mind begins to spin. You imagine if there is something special here, you're not going to be able to find it yourself.
Oh my. There are so many things here.
It looks like it, Eldora.
Oh, I can't even wrap my head around it. And he slams the book shut and he slides it back across the desk. Lots of things. And he's kind of got that wide-eyed, like, deer in the headlight look.
Mm-hmm.
I'll need to think on it. Very, very nice stuff here. I'll have to think about it.
He looks at you kind of inquisitively.
Uldoris looks back at him kind of inquisitively.
If that is all, there's quite a queue forming behind you. And you turn around and you see about 15 elves, each carrying several handfuls of weapons, is waiting behind you in line.
Oh, I am so sorry. And he immediately stumbles backwards.
All right. You stumble backwards. Make a dexterity check.
Oh man, that's not good.
You said the magic words.
Oh, I rolled really well. A dexterity check or
Check.
21.
Okay. You stumble backwards and bump into a massive stand of war hammers, and as one begins to teeter over, you just catch it before it begins to domino into several other stands.
It's okay, I got it.
The room kind of falls quiet and looks at you as you frantically set things back up where they were before.
He pulls his hood up, hides his head, and immediately storms out of the building. All in the fluster.
All right. So where are you in? Sapala.
I was just gonna say, Paula just kind of turns around. She's like, "Where'd he go?"
He went out the front door.
Oh, thank you. She scurries out.
And she's
Shadow.
All right. So where are the two of you going to go? Are you going back to the inn? Are you?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Sip.
Yeah.
All right. So the two of you begin to make way back to the inn. What was the rest of the party doing? Arguing in the alleyway, I believe.
Oh, well.
Sounds right.
But argument, maybe discussing.
Well, somebody received my message.
So what did you learn?
Well, supposed to meet them at the Red Rat alone tonight.
And do you think that,
But
yeah.
judging by the name he gave me of who he gave it to, it is not a member of. It is not the correct contact, and somebody I hoped not to deal with.
So you got screwed on the deal.
No, it just. Have you ever mailed something and it never got to them?
yes.
Sort of like that.
So are we going to meet them? Are you going to meet them?
Well, I very much can meet them, but not alone.
Well, of course not. That'd be ridiculous.
So we blend in with the crowd.
I'm guessing there won't be a crowd at the time of night they're saying I should meet them at. But
For them to be.
you can certainly hide nearby and give them illusion of, hey, I'm here alone.
I don't think it's wise to discuss.
Probably not.
Well, then let's head back to the inn.
Perhaps we should get the rest of the party here so we can actually have this discussion.
Agreed.
Yes.
That was it.
All right. So the party all reconvenes at the inn of the. I hate the name I came up with for this. The Fertile Water Inn.
Fertile Water Inn.
The Fertile Water Inn.
Imagine that's
as
like
the rest-
a greeter at the door every time.
Welcome to the Fertile Water Inn.
May I take your order?
Would you like the special today?
You gotta do it Walmart style.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out. Anyway, so you all reconvene at the Fertile Water Inn. The various members of the Black Hand are just kind of lounging in the corner. You can see that they are beginning to grow impatient.
When did you guys get here?
Laura chimes in. We never left.
Yeah,
You're not the Black Hand.
I keep doing that. Oh man.
Assassins!
That's it!
All right. All right, look. They wear the same uniform in my brain.
Stalwart watch.
The Stalwart watch. They wear the same uniform in my brain.
I am put at ease.
The Stalwart watch sits there at the table. Laura immediately like, hey, guys, were we going or what?
What? Get some more potatoes.
Well, I mean, you guys said you might be able to get like a word with me with some officials to get some medical supplies.
We're waiting until they call. I mean, we can go and attempt to get into the council again.
No, that was a shit show last time.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I'm not putting that armor back on.
you don't have to put the armor back.
So,
Can I have it back then?
oh yeah, it's. She reaches under the table and pulls out the bundle of armor.
Awesome.
So I'm meaning to ask. Pull up a chair, sit down. We'll get some food.
Sure.
Sit down. We got nothing better to do.
What are you guys doing out here? I mean, you guys said you were leaving Whitestone and heading down this direction. What's the plan? What's going on?
What's the plan? What's going on?
Oh my God, let's dish.
What's the 411? What's the hot guy?
Come on.
What's
I like
the-
if we were all just tormenting Laura right now. It's like, oh, you want to be friends now, huh? She's being so mean.
I don't know why, but I thought you were meaning Laura Bailey. So I'm like,
No.
Wait, what? She does
No,
this voice ironically too.
And
Dale, do you want to explain to them the whole situation, or?
and I will note at the same time, Ananduil is also sitting at the same table. She has a glass and a straw and appears to be making bubbles in her drink,
Oh, I love.
Accurate.
Everyone does.
as one does.
Question.
Yes.
Answer.
Are Yoldoris and I there yet?
Yes, well, we will assume for posterity's sake that you all kind of arrived at the same time and sat down for this.
Boy, that was
Okay.
convenient.
Vale,
I'll
do
just
you want to? Sorry.
DMX Machina.
Vale, do you
Sure.
want to explain it?
Well, we were traveling south from Whitestone.
I got that much.
Due to the issues that the city's had lately. Assume you've heard some of what happened.
Friendly vampires.
Rumbling, bit of a earth-shaking.
From
City's
friendly
about a... No, this is unrelated to friendly vampires.
Boy, that's a fun time you got.
That's one word
Don't
for
I
it.
know it?
Oh, you know how it is. Nefarious deeds in the city. We're seeking aid.
Sounds about right.
And
Come on, give
Yeah,
me
with
details.
help.
I've always wanted to be an adventurer, and I feel like I kind of have an opportunity, no offense, guys, to go on an adventure. And if you guys are going on an adventure, I really want it. There, I said it.
She said it.
I want it. I've got it.
well, all right. You have to keep this quiet.
I can be really quiet.
I know you can.
What are we laughing about?
That's not a character. One of the reasons that we're here, one of the reasons we're traveling this direction, I should say.
Yeah.
There in the south, there's a I'm trying to phrase it correctly. We've heard of a powerful artifact that's guarded by a lich.
You see her face just light up completely. Like she was enthralled by your story or she was kind of bored of your story the way you were describing it
Good.
until you mentioned a lich, and then she.
Good. Someone has to
Undead.
be excited about it.
Undead sorcerer.
Of the sort, yeah.
That's what a lich is. Yes.
Can I kill it?
You
Sort of
can
the plan?
certainly help us.
We're
I
gonna
can certainly
adopt
try.
NPC.
You
We're gonna
can
adopt
certainly
two
try.
adopted NPCs.
Look, the Stalwart Watch used to be all about murdering like undead things, and now they're like babysitting sick people. No offense.
To
She-
who?
she, she points to, and my no longer on that page. Dorian.
Dorian.
She points to Dorian. No offense, Dorian, when she says sick people, and you just hear this under the helmet.
I mean, what you do isn't important to know. Don't just.
Yeah, but I need adventure. I need to go
Adventure
do
isn't everything,
something.
Laura.
Oh,
We can-
I thought you'd be on my side for this, Sip.
Laura, I love you very much, but
No.
something you need to learn in life is to appreciate what you have.
And adventures may make you do not recognize.
Thanks, Mom.
I think this conversation took a complete 180.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to tell her anything. Now I'm thinking, yeah, we could use the help. And now everyone else is going, I don't know.
So what's this lich's name?
That I don't know.
It
yet.
could be Dave for all we know.
It's
How did you
probably
find out
not
about it?
Dave.
I don't know,
Hey, it'd be-
man.
It could Dave the Lich.
It'd be pretty chill if his name is Dave.
I didn't actually get the name
Liches
of the
are
Lich, did I?
chill.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, you did not. And at this point, you see Laura kind of gotten a little bit stoic, and her face kind of goes cold, and she just stands up from the table and, fine. If you have any need of me, I will be in my room. And she goes upstairs.
She's
Well, now you've gone and upset her.
Of course.
I'm just warning her that an adventure may change her. She may not like or recognize. Adventure is not something you can just barrel into, and I've that's personal experience.
Well, I hate
Well,
to say it, but we
are-
could. We
And
could
I
use the
recognize
help.
all of you.
I understand that we could use the help, but
Do you guys always have me?
Forgot she was
I
staying-
still don't know who you are.
You know, kid, adventure's dangerous.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Anandu.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Big scaly hand extended.
Big scaly hand accepted.
You found your
All right, she
equal.
can stay.
I love Elective.
That was fun.
Hopefully, we can get your job back. Oh, left.
Bye, Eldoris. Welcome back, Eldoris.
Hopefully, we can return you to your position. If
Yeah, that would.
that is what you want.
I don't know anymore. I'm. Job.
Question. I've noticed that a particular, I don't know if he's a male or not, was very in tune with your emotion. What's that all about?
Hold on. Need to flip through another book.
Mordecai's Tomophos.
Yep. You watch as she's been very green lately in these conversations. However, as you mentioned this boy, you watch as her hair and the tips of her ears turn bright, vibrant red. And just kind of hold there. Her cheeks flush with red color. The tip of her nose turns red. She's still very green, but with very heavy saturation of red in many parts of her, and she just, um, I, I'd rather not talk about that right now.
Why?
Well, it's she's turning more and more red. You watch the color creep all the way up her hair and into her roots. Her eyebrows turn red. He's well, we're in different worlds now, and he's still working, and he's me, and it's
Do you
not.
like him?
As soon as you ask that, her entire face turns red, goes mostly down her arms into her fingers, still just a little tinge of green here and there. And you watch as her face goes from the bright happy to completely embarrassed looking, and I'm not. No. I mean, yes, I like him, but yes, okay, yes, he likes me. I like him. Fuck.
Well, you shouldn't. If you like each other, you shouldn't let your circumstances hold you back from
We're not. Look, I really appreciate you butting into my personal life like this, but
It's what I do best.
You're pretty bad at it.
Shut up, Bernadictus.
but we are forbidden from intermingling in the job, and while he's still in there, he can't with me. So unless he gets fired too, which I would rather him not get fired.
That is the dumbest rule I have ever heard.
What?
That is the dumbest rule I have ever heard, and I've lived a life of.
Well, it's to prevent, fraternizing with coworkers can lead to problems while you're out in the field on combat. Things can happen.
Well,
I mean,
my parents fraternized with their coworkers. Didn't stop them.
Yeah, and look
Okay,
how that
true.
helped your friend Glaive there. He's in a shitload of trouble.
Okay, my parents and Glaive are a total different situation.
Sorry. I feel like we've gotten a bit off topic here.
See, Paula, at that point when she mentions Glaive, when she says what she says, she just kind of gets up and, walks out.
See, Paula, don't leave.
everybody's upset today. Did something happen? I am so lost.
We're just going through a few things right now, Benedictus. Okay, we're stressed. We're stressy and messy.
I mean, the wizard and the tiefling are completely fine. They're just hanging out.
He's right.
He's right.
Well, okay, then I am stressy, messy.
Yeah.
Nothing unusual there.
See, Paula's just depressed.
I was perfectly happy.
Who was that?
That was
That was an Anduil.
Okay, I thought so.
I thought that was Laura.
That's yeah. No, I thought she came back
So,
to throw more shade.
I'm like, oh, you done pouting now?
Oh yeah, she was perfectly happy too.
you can still be happy and, slightly embarrassed.
Oh no, I'm not embarrassed anymore. I'm a little annoyed.
Oh, I'm
Again.
sorry.
A little off topic.
What do we have
Just a
to
little.
talk? We're literally waiting for flavor, waiting for information.
Okay, I want to get everything out on the table. What do we need to do? Supplies. How are we doing on supplies?
I think we've used up all the rations we had for down here.
I think so.
Stellar Watch is still paying for our food here for the moment, though that might change after Laura changes. Is storming off.
Right, but we need to at some point gather more food for when we leave. How are we on healing potions?
We could probably use some more.
I'm wary about what is going to be waiting for us farther south of Singorn.
I have one potion, that's about it.
I intend to gather some more information on where we're going.
Okay.
Um, obviously, we should wait until Glaive is free.
Do we even know how much longer?
They said a week initially. And it's been...
About that. Sipala and I went and saw him today.
How is he doing?
Successfully.
Well, we didn't get in any trouble, and he didn't get in any more. So I guess it was a success.
That's good. That's very good.
He's. I actually forgot. I have things to tell a couple of you. Things that he wanted me to pass along to you and Elena. But maybe we can have a discussion about that. But Sapala had mentioned maybe waiting for him, and it was strange. He said not to wait.
Not to wait for him to get out.
We talked about waiting for him, and he said not to wait.
I mean, he's not. I mean, he's the main reason we are waiting. The only reason.
We should probably act quickly.
Yeah.
I kind of got the feeling he wants us to carry on. At least for now.
My wayward son.
I've got all the same thought, Cal.
Oh,
I was thinking Black Parade, actually.
Off my head, some strange, weird noises.
Block it out! Block it out! It's all in your head.
So he doesn't want us to wait for him.
Eldora's rolled a natural 20. Perception.
Well, it's not like we won't be back we won't be back here on our way back north. So.
How many days until we reach this place?
Well, I've got this handy dandy map. And I don't know the land very well around here, but according to my calculations,
as he does the calculations,
I heard the DM say 3 days there.
Maybe Duel knows. She might know the land well.
What?
So, see this map of Lower Tal'Dorei, Southern Tal'Dorei?
Yeah.
This is Singorn's here, and down around this area is where we want to go.
So yeah, I said 3 days last time, and I didn't realize what I was talking about. It's probably going to be about 2 weeks.
Okay, that sounds more realistic.
Yeah.
I was really hoping, but at the same time, I was like, "Ooh, 3 days." Well.
Well, I mean, just mostly because if this was 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's like this was 3 days on its own.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, then again, I believe this actually wasn't 3 weeks. This path that's being drawn here.
No, we took. Let me double check.
days.
Actually, 16 days. So let's make it. I'm gonna say it's gonna be about a week. If you guys hustle, depending on your rolls, through the forest, it'll. Anand Will says, and you'll notice she seems different depending on her color, completely different.
Right.
And yeah, I could get you guys there in a week. I have been through the Verdant Expanse extensively. I've never really gone that far into the Rift and Mist jungle, but I'm pretty confident that I could definitely get us there in a week.
Okay. So by the time we're back, Glaive will definitely be out.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, assuming
Uh,
make
yes.
more mistakes.
Of course.
Do we want to leave him for 2 weeks on his own?
If he said to leave,
But
He'll be fine.
he might have been under the impression, like you were, that he's going to be a lot better.
well, I believe he knows about where we were headed.
I will say he did not seem entirely himself, but he seemed accepting of what he had to do for as long as he's here. It was strange. He did not seem all there.
All
I
right.
don't know if that helps you make a decision.
Well, again, I think time is of the essence. The sooner we can leave, the sooner we can come back, the sooner we can move on.
Certainly.
Though getting everyone to go along would be a little trickier. I'm not sure we'll be able to convince Sapala to leave without Glaive.
As you say this, you look up and see Sapala kind of creeping back into the tavern, having composed herself a little bit, it seems.
Sapala,
The wave.
She has been crying, by the way.
how do you feel about Blade telling us to go?
Well, obviously I'm not comfortable with leaving my friend.
Right.
But,
None of us want to leave him, but
well, I understand. But I am worried about him. But I think he is safe here.
But
Just
his
think
sentence is only
he's-
for, correct?
Yes. He's being well taken care of, so I believe that it
But we will be gone for 2 weeks. What happened to that?
I think when I spoke to him, well, when Yoldoris and I spoke to him, he said that he would not be taking his shackles off anytime soon, if that makes sense. I believe they are putting him in the right mind, if that makes sense. So,
We leave that.
yes, as much as I do not want to, I believe that it's the best thing at this point.
So we leave tomorrow.
tomorrow or when we get the information from the council.
I don't know how to get to
I believe we should leave as soon as possible.
All right. Then we should.
If we get information from the council, then we can modify our plans. But I don't. That is
Okay.
If we don't get any by tomorrow, or by the time we leave tomorrow, we should just. I'm not trusting of these elven assholes. Pardon my language, but
I wasn't expecting to get too much assistance here anyway.
Why not?
we are half out.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. Never mind.
So are we agreed upon we're leaving?
Unless otherwise,
yes.
unless we get more information.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
All right.
I do feel though I should go speak to Laura.
Agreed. Do we think we could bring the Stalwart Watch with us, maybe? Or at least Laura?
I don't.
Again, we could
Caius-
definitely use the help.
Caius, who's been at the table this entire time with Dorian, comes in. Well, Dorian and I, at the very least, need to head back up to Western. But
maybe we can seek aid from the people that we are going to meet. Maybe
but there's not much. There's not much we can do about Laura. She does whatever she wants.
That's understandable.
You know, liches are undead, and that does fall into your category, so she's not really doing anything untoward.
It is, however, fairly out of their way, and they have people that need tending to near Western.
How's this? Do you want her help or not?
Me personally, I wouldn't mind.
I think we could use it.
That's 2 yeses.
I'm okay with it as long as she knows that it's not all it is racked up to. Yeah.
Fine.
2.5.
I will inform her mother back at Western that there was a undead threat in the south, and we allocated her resources to investigate its legitimacy.
Wait, so Benedictus, are you coming as well then?
I'm a free agent. I can go wherever I want.
Why don't you come along?
I was going to say, would you like to come with us to kill a lich?
I serve the Great Bahamut. If I said no, then I would have to hang up. Well, my shield.
Something. Does he wear armor?
No.
Okay.
He's not wearing
You are
armor.
looking at just shining gold and thick scales.
All right. Well, I think I'll go speak to Laura then.
Manuel, do you want
mind if
to
I come with you?
as well?
Take some wine.
Well, I did tell you I'd be able to, get you there in a week. It's kind of hard for me to do that while I'm still in Singorn.
I just thought a more formal invitation would be nice.
Oh yeah, no, formal. Yeah, sure. I'm grateful for a formal invitation to take you where I told you I was going to take you.
Beat the
I'm
tears
sorry
on
that
my
I
head.
embarrassed you, okay?
Just stop. Just stop.
See, Paula
This is
hates her
hilarious
power.
enough.
If you want, you could ask me any embarrassing question and I will answer.
Are you having sex with a wizard?
No.
I almost fell out of my chair.
There has not been any communication between Xavier and I this whole time.
I have seen the two of you talk. I've seen the two of you argue, and you argue the same way me and my friend argue.
There was a lot of passive-aggressive comments.
No, there's nothing happening between the two of us.
Hey, you told me to ask an embarrassing question, and judging by the reactions at the table, I picked a good one.
I actually did almost fall out of my chair.
We've all been wondering.
Y'all, don't mess with an elephant summer mode, okay?
Elena, speaking of you and Xavier, I think y'all should talk. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on.
Oh, I was onto something.
Vale, Sapala, take some wine with you.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Doris about what Glaive wanted you to tell us.
Well, as I mentioned, it is he mentioned you and Vale, so it will be a smaller conversation between the three.
All right.
Fair
I'm going to talk to Laura.
Okay. We can go talk
I'd
then.
like to go with Sapala.
Oh, fine.
Okay. So Vale is going with Sapala, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to start with that one. So the two of you, you're going up to
Yeah,
Laura.
I guess we'll grab her a drink as well.
I'm going to join them.
Okay.
Party in Laura's room.
Vale, Xavier, Sapala, and a bottle of wine. Wait, what specific beverage are you bringing?
Well, Vale does not quite understand this gesture, so anything.
Moscato. Moscato.
Yeah.
Rum.
The heart stuff.
Oh, okay, so you come upstairs. Make a perception check. Someone.
Ha! Someone else.
Oh.
10.
27. Or not 27. Sorry.
27.
17. I added 10 by accident.
Jesus
Why
Christ.
do you add 10 by accident on a low roll like that?
Oh,
That's
I rolled a 12. I got
24.
plus 5, but I'm sitting there like looking
Sapala-
at 2. Sorry.
As you
yes.
come up the stairs into the hallway, Laura has been staying. The first thing you hear through the thick closed wooden door is intense sobbing on the other side.
Oh my god, she is pouting.
Not quite your usual, just like sad sobbing. This is no, not quite that,
Oh,
not quite that level, but this is a princess level, laying on the bed crying session going on in this room.
Seen that before.
That's what the wine's for.
All right. See, Paula knocks on the door. Laura.
The crying stops, but there is no response.
Laura, may we come in?
Go away.
I'd like to speak to you about the adventure.
Look, you already told me I'm not coming, so just whatever. It's
That
fine.
is not what I meant. Can I please talk to you?
I'm not dressed.
Well, I'm a female, so it doesn't matter to me.
Ew.
So you came up here to cry and, get undressed. Very interesting way to go about things.
We have some wine.
All of us just pressed against the door.
You get
The-
mailed.
You hear a brief rustle on the inside, a heavy bolt being pulled back from the door. The door opens and you see a red-eyed, tear-strewn Laura in front of you, completely clothed, by the way. She reaches forward, grabs the bottle from you, looks at it, pulls out the cork, and just takes about 5 slugs from it. Just pulls it down.
That noise.
What?
Can we please come in and talk to you?
Well, I see it's more than just you.
She
Yes,
never
it's-
said she was alone.
That's true.
She's been saying we.
She turns around and goes, and as you look around, you see there's a trunk that's open on the floor. Some clothing and other items have been just like hastily thrown into there. You see a like kind of half broken picture frame that's kind of thrown on the top. Some pieces of armor, a rather sizable number of daggers strewn into the case. But the rest of the room just in tatters. The curtains kind of pulled down a little bit. The mirror askew against the wall. The blankets from the bed completely thrown on the floor. The pillows on the other end of the room. And a rather large wet spot in the middle of the bed.
Laura.
Please, make yourself at home. Did you bring more
I'm
of this?
No.
We weren't
But-
expecting you to chug half of it.
Yeah, well, clearly none of you have mommy issues.
I don't have a mother. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for bringing that up.
Trade you.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
Your mom
First, I-
can be the overbearing mother who forces you to do studying and be a thing you don't want to be. And she's not even
Okay,
my
okay,
mother. I'm adopted, for crap's sake.
okay, sit down.
She just
First of
plops
all,
on the
I
floor.
get enough of this shit from Elena, okay?
It's not that bad, okay?
Do you want to go with us to Kilowitz or not?
Is that offer still on the table?
I just asked.
Well, yeah.
I cast Mage Hand and slowly start picking up and cleaning up the room. So things are just moving and being put back.
Laura.
And in typical fairy tale fashion, the broom comes alive in the fall.
That's what I was thinking.
A
He's sitting
musical
there
starts
dancing with
playing.
his wand out.
Fantasia again.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're distracted.
What, Sapala?
I apologize if I have offended you.
No, you're right. You just said exactly what my mom, which is, you don't need to be an adventurer. You need to remember that there are more important things than glory or, you know.
That's not what I meant.
Then why do people keep saying it to me?
How old are you?
What I meant. Can I just explain first?
Yeah.
Okay. I said what I did because I care about you. Okay? And I said that because it's true. Adventuring is hard, and I know you know that. I'm not saying you don't. It's a hard thing, and it's very emotional, and it's just not all that wonderful sometimes.
She
And I understand that, you know that.
she picks up the wine bottle. I don't know what you're talking about. I handle emotions very well, and she chugs more of the bottle.
I see that. But I was
Insight
doing,
check.
I was
Sure.
really?
No.
I was saying what I had to because I care about your well-being. I don't want you to do something that you would regret later on.
And I'm supposed to what? Appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, Sapala, but I've had my mother my entire life say that she cares about me and doesn't want me doing things because I'm her only little girl, and I was very hard to take care of growing up. And
Well, I'm not your mother. I'm your friend. There's a difference.
look, do you know what it's like when you've just been dropped on a doorstep one day? You don't know where you came from. Nothing but barely a name. Just someone didn't want me.
Every day of my life.
Then you know what it's like, where you strive to prove that you are worth something, that someone is going to care about what you've done.
I never strived to make anybody else proud of me or to gain validation from anybody. The only validation I chose was for myself. For most
Well,
of my
then we walked two different paths.
For most of my beginning years, I lived on the outskirts of Iman. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I came from. I knew nothing of the love of a mother or a father. He just stops.
She just kind of stops too and is staring at the floor. Fresh tears pouring down her face.
You're rambling on about how your mother treated you.
I lost you. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, my mic, I don't know what is wrong. If you feel if you want to adventure that badly, do it. She's the one that forced you to study and train. Use those skills that you have now.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
And we're gladly inviting you now.
She picks up the bottle, takes one big swig of it, slams it on the floor. Oh, why didn't you just lead with that?
Well, you kind of stomped out of the room before we even finished our entire discussion.
I like being dramatic.
That's
Keeps it interesting.
That's Elena's job. Stop it.
Yeah,
So
but I make it look.
help me.
But I make it look good.
Oh.
Not touching that.
At first, maybe. The aftermath, not so much.
I'll get you back for that. Anyway, I should finish packing then.
Quite.
Well, it's like that picture of all the Mass Effect companions, like daddy issues, granddaddy issues. His dad was a dick, but he ain't got no issues.
Hey, I got mommy issues. So. What?
Right. Sorry.
You're very disjointed.
I know. One of the things I wanted to do was gain a bit more information about where we're going.
Usually a smart idea.
Mm-hmm. So I've got this.
Uh-huh.
I've got the Scriball. This will let us talk with a contact that I have there.
Okay.
Now look who has the ones with now look who's the one with contacts.
Hey, I didn't judge you for that.
True.
I just wanted more info, and I'm sharing it.
I did.
Yeah, he's already shown me.
Okay. You're gonna show me now?
Yes. Are you prepared?
I mean, I feel a little tipsy at this point, but sure.
I'm not surprised. That bottle was for all of us.
I'm sorry. This sounds like the end to a really, really bad date right now. Are you ready to show me? Well, I am feeling a little tipsy right now.
Whip it out.
All right. It's like mid-ish afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right,
And
sure, I will.
Sleep anyway. No, I'm kidding.
What's that?
He's asleep anyway. Haha.
That bastard. Damn frogs sleep 20 hours of the day. All right. Sure, I will scry on Masuta.
All right. I gotta kind of throw save as this.
That is a great question.
Wisdom?
Is he attempting to resist it? Probably.
Yeah. So
I believe it's wisdom.
as
Yes.
you all focus, who all is focusing in on this?
I'll focus with him.
Xavier, Sapala. All right. So the band of
everybody.
you,
Group seance.
group seance. No.
I was gonna say, someone comes into this room, just sees us all like huddled around this ball.
One of our eyes go black.
Benedictus walks by. You guys want fondue? Sees you all just kind of staring off into space. Anyway, so.
Yep. So spell safety 17.
Okay. Well. Anyway, so your vision shifts over the cold gray skies of Singorn. You see an endless expanse of clouds in every direction as your vision shifts through them, moving in a southerly direction across the entire continent of Taldore. You see a massive canopy of trees before you and shrouded in mist. This very thick, rolling fog across the entire canopy, obscuring 100-foot tall trees. As the vision shifts through, you see once again, the small village. But this time, as opposed to people walking around, or not people, but frog people hopping around about their daily lives, the air is thick with smoke. The vision flashes again, and you see the center of this village. Large wetland around a central kind of statue of a large lion-looking creature. You see the denizens of the city on their knees in a reverent position. Small creatures, you realize now in scale, compared to a much larger being in front of them. Stepping forward wearing full armor, you see this massive plate with two horns protruding up into the air, standing at least twice as tall as the simple farmers in this village, wielding a 5-foot-long katana. In front of everyone in the village, you see Masuta, standing head bowed and penitive before this towering person in front of him. And as he stands there, you hear Masuta say something under his breath, and you don't understand the words. And the other figure responds, Honyo sai konhanisha. And he's pointing at the ground with the blade, and you watch as Masuta very slowly takes a knee in front of this massive entity, and the vision pans up, and you see this frog-like helmet with two horns that protrude from the inside up into out of the crown of the helmet and into the air, that look organic as opposed to metallic. And they continue to converse back and forth, and eventually the taller figure walks away, and Masuta gets up from his knees as the rest of the village very slowly gets up as well. And you see in the distance this very tall being mount what appears to be an even larger toad, and gets on its back as one would a horse. And this toad is also armored and has a flag stationed on a pole over its other shoulder, and it begins to hop into the distance, making huge footfalls in the swamp, destroying the paddy fields around the village as it exits. And then your vision comes back to you.
What?
Oh, wait, no. Okay, yep.
You can do fancy things.
I forgot.
Masuta, are you okay?
Would you Nani?
Not this time.
Was that Hanyosai?
That was one of the tenets of the Honyosai.
That was what? Say again?
One of the lieutenants.
Are you in immediate danger?
Looks around at the village.
Spirit, I do not know what you can see, but this is not a good time.
We're in Singorn right now. We'll be there in about 2 weeks.
Hopefully my village will still be here when you arrive.
Is there anything we can bring you to help? One week? Oh yeah, 1 week. 2 weeks there and back. My bad. 1 week.
Bring me the head of Nobushi Hanyosai.
Where can we find him?
Probably in his fortress.
Where?
In his fortress.
And where is that?
See him put his.
Does it have a name?
Honyosai Fortress.
Great.
I did not name of the place.
Hang in there. We'll be there soon.
Then we shall drink to your return or arrival.
My return. Ah.
Is that where you end the conversation?
I guess.
Okay. I can't remember. Did you play For Honor?
I recently, yeah, actually.
Oh. Okay, I was like, crap, I need a Japanese sounding name. Nobushi!
Nobushi. I'm not good at it at all.
Oh, I'm really good at it.
I'm really not.
Anyway, I think that's a good part to. Do we want to end tonight's session or do we want it to break?
Up to you.
Break.
Damn.
I'm hearing break from everyone. Break it is.
All right. Be back in 10 minutes.
Back in a jiffy.
All right. See you soon. All right, back.
So many people said 3, 2, 1, go. I have no idea if we're. But hey, welcome back. So, picking up where we left off, Oldores is considering making a purchase, and Laura currently sits on the floor across from Sapala, Vale, and Xavier. And as you all look up, she looks agape and kind of looks to each of you and goes, "What was that?"
An unexpected development.
I thought you were going to show me a lich.
I said we were going to gather information about the lich.
What did we gather from that?
Well, my contact is in trouble.
Your contact's a frog?
Hey, don't be racist now.
No, it's not racist. I was just asking.
Yeah.
You clearly saw.
A very sophisticated frog.
You people are weird.
If you haven't figured
Welcome.
that out already, you are in for a world of trouble.
I probably shouldn't eat popcorn while I'm recording things, should I?
That's fine.
Oh, it's popcorn, not chips.
Some crunchy wine.
She
should
just
return
fucking takes a bite of the bottle.
She was
She's the Grinch.
she was secretly a goat this whole time.
My God, I knew it.
That's why she was
Demon
screaming.
goat. She's the lich.
A goat lich.
Fiercely scribbles out.
Yeah, I'm
Laura
immediately
is
writing something
lich.
down. Laura the Lich.
Stab. There's no lich if you kill everyone you meet.
Well, seems like we need to get going soon. So, pack your bags. We're probably
need
leaving
to-
tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I will be hungover, but I will be.
You'll
We need
be
So,
good.
sleep it off.
I'm usually hungover. You should get used to that.
It's only noon. You're good.
Ah, I got more drinking to do.
No. How about no?
Okay, so we need food for the trip.
yeah.
Yes. Let's go see where in this godforsaken town we can find food. Or rations, I should say.
I mean, we just got done with a bunch of food shopping. I could just lead you there. I'm in the doorway.
Perfect.
Oh,
Lead the way.
hello, shiny man.
All right, so Benedictus takes whomever is interested in food shopping about town.
We need to talk with
You cut out what?
I said, Vale, we need to talk to your daughters.
Can it wait? I'm getting food for the trip.
It sounded vaguely important.
We
What
can
did?
wait. Go have your chat.
Chat time, Vale.
Why are you
Okay.
dancing about it?
I don't know, because it's fun.
I've been waiting for this.
I don't want to be here for this. Laura walks away.
Isn't this your rule? Okay, she's gone.
It is.
Oh, no, I got it.
Yep, she walked out.
I'm leaving. This is your house. Oh,
Let's go
she-
find
Meanwhile,
reaches-
everything is still being
He
picked up.
reaches into the box. I'm losing my words. The luggage, and she pulls out that very small picture frame and just kind of takes it out of the room with her and walks out.
Let's go get your daughters, Vale.
I don't see why this can't wait till tonight, when we're gonna be staying here anyway. But all right,
Probably be a
all
great
right.
chat. Let's do it.
Benedictus, can you grab food then?
Xavier and I can go with.
I just need to know tastes.
Simple rations are fine.
Food.
That's why we're coming along.
You people are super depressing. I need to show you what good food is. We need spices. Ah! And I go off.
Spice.
Come on,
Spice,
Xavier.
spice.
So happy.
Xavier begrudgingly follows.
All right, there's 8 of you, right?
What?
2, 4, 6. Laura and
Ananduel.
and
And
Will.
Will.
All right. So what I'm going to do here, regular rations are 5 silver pieces. For Bernadictus's spiced up
Premium rations.
premium rations, I'm going to double that to 10 per ration. Let me just whip out my calculator here.
Times 8 times 7.
As Benedictus runs out the door, Eldoris goes, "Bring
560
fixins for
somewhere.
your cheese."
Done.
So that's what 56 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, 56 gold is what it's going to cost you, Bernie.
I'm amazed I did that in my head. I suck at math.
Good job. You get a cookie.
Really?
Ooh, a gold
You-
star.
You all watch as Vale, sitting on the floor, a cookie suddenly appears.
Well, we gotta go find Vale. Or not Vale. Eudorus.
Hear that, Vale? Elena's gonna help you find yourself.
Finally!
Enlightenment.
Eldoris, could you meet us upstairs?
Ring, ring.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
The voice from beyond. Oh wait, hearing thing. That's right. Where are you?
Eudorus, it's Vale and I.
Oh, the voice from beyond.
Where are you?
We're
Upstairs. Are you still downstairs drinking?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
I never started.
Okay.
Just come upstairs, Eudorus.
Okay, I'm coming.
Jesus, leave me alone. You're so pushy.
Like every other step, I'm getting. Come here, come here.
Well, you didn't confirm you were coming or not, so I
You're so
assumed you-
quiet on the stairs.
Standing right behind you.
Alright, so what is this that Glaive wanted you to tell us?
He said that he is owned, claimed.
Kinky.
I don't know what that means. He says he's claimed by a very powerful demon. And all I can think about is how you, the two of you, some strange things going on with all of you being owned by other people.
Wait, what?
Is he a cultist too?
He said,
Not owned by anyone except for the Raven Queen.
my point exactly. He says he is owned by some demon. And anytime he heals someone or hurts someone, it's like he's taking a piece of that person and giving it to the one who owns him.
What do you mean, peace?
It's like whenever he heals or hurts someone, the demon that owns him owns them now too.
Vale, is this what
I
Glaive wanted you to
Don't like the
explain
sound
to
of
me?
this at all.
Vale,
I-
is this what you were going to explain to me, or what Glaive told you to explain to me?
I don't know what he was talking about. I assume this is it, but.
Roll a deception check.
I can do an insight
Damn it.
check.
Elena,
Come on.
insight.
Can I spend a key point for advantage?
Deception? No.
I don't like this. She always rolls one higher than me.
Have her say it first.
No, it won't help. She rolls too well. She's from Whitestone. This is just gonna lead to more yelling. 17.
19.
See, there it is. Every time.
Elena, you get the feeling that Vale does know what she's talking about.
Okay, Vale, stop lying. What's going on?
Well,
I
wait. No, you stop. Because I'm not done yet, okay?
Okay,
You can
Oh.
figure this out after I finish my piece.
all right.
I'm not going to stand here and listen to you argue like you always do, okay? He says, while he is here, he's got some kind of shackles that he's wearing. While he is here, he is um, able to think for himself, kind of. Um, and that's why he said it was important for me to tell you this, because if he were to try on his own, he's worried that he wouldn't have been able to. So I asked him if there was anything we can do for him or to fix this problem. And he said, we have to hunt and kill, if we are able, a demon. I think he said his name was Asmodeus.
Does that name ring a bell for me or anything?
Make a religion check.
I kind of feel like it would. I kind of feel like it would for Eldoris as.
That's a natural 20 plus 2.
Yeah, you guys know.
What do I know?
Eldorez, go ahead and take it away. I'm actually not overly familiar.
Asmodeus is bad news. I would not be surprised if your parents may be dealing with some of his. If I'm thinking of where they are, it's the same place. I mean, I'm not good with all of these gods and deities and things. Asmodeus is bad news, though. Very bad news. So he said if we are able to kill him, that should free him of his his being owned, and also anybody who was affected by him. He said that the two of you were the only ones in our party that he healed. So he is worried for you. There was other stuff about his home. He had mentioned going back to Wildmount, where his 100 heart is. He said something about some creature that was seen traveling about where his herd was, where their remains of his herd are. And he seemed very, well, not broken about it, but it bothered him.
Like an office worker.
So that's what he wanted to tell you.
And this is all connected with what Glaive wanted you to tell me, Vale?
I assume that's what he was implying. Yeah.
What did he tell you to tell me?
You heard him.
So my soul is owned by this demon now. And the only way to get it back is to kill it.
That's what it sounds like.
Wonderful. Move to save Tal'Dorian. I don't have a soul. Great.
Welcome to the club. All right. What's next?
I don't. They're shopping for supplies. We're waiting for information, I guess.
All right.
Okay, so where are we doing?
I get the feeling we're going to be sitting in awkward silence for a good while.
Yeah. So
Elena's got a little bit of like processing to do.
yeah, so the three of you sit in awkward silence, and eventually, separately, together, whichever you choose, back downstairs. As you come downstairs, you see Benedictus loading up another cart with equal provisions to what he had gathered for the Stalwart Watch, not the Black Hand, and is preparing for the journey ahead tomorrow. Anyone else have preparations they want to do before leaving tomorrow?
That's a good point.
Can I go to the barmaid? Like, has there been any messages left for us? Anything?
You approach her as she's pouring some drips. Yeah, yes.
There has been.
No, what do you want?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Has there been any messages or anything left for us?
Nothing that takes my notice, no.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That's a good point raised. Benedictus?
Yes.
I don't mean this to be a rude sounding question, but can you ride a horse without crushing it?
Apparently, Elena thought that was funny.
It was.
But yes, I can.
Okay. Do you have one? A horse?
As far as I'm aware, but it was on loan from the Stalwart Watch.
I'd say that they'll let you continue to use your stalwart horse.
Okay, because we're leaving with a couple extra people than we arrived with, so we could probably use some more horses. I'd prefer not to have a cart. That would slow us down. We can carry this in bags of holding and whatnot.
I'll get a refund on the cart then. Awesome. Also, Are you okay? You and Elena don't really have color.
I'm fine.
Do I ever have color?
No. Percy's your father.
You got a little bit of black in your hair. No, that's the absent of color.
That's the absence
Okay.
of white.
True.
Color is black is the mixture of all color. Sorry.
Okay, smarty pants.
Science with
art-
Peggy.
Uldoris is gonna go back to that iron, whatever it was called.
Yes, the Iron Guard.
Girls at the barrel keep.
So you make your way back through it. At this point, the evening is beginning to draw on, and the sun begins to set over the Stormcrest Mountains. As you make your way,
I was gonna go see my brother's boyfriend before we leave. Attempt to at least.
when would you like to go do that?
As soon as I can.
All right, so let me finish a little door
Yeah.
here.
Sorry, it just popped up in my.
as the sun sets. Lost my train of thought there. Sun sets over the Stormcrest Mountains. You make your way to the Barrel Keep, where you can just see the twinges of twilight through the thick brush that makes up the walls. You make your way back to that armory, and a different person now manning the station, and the sky around is just aglow from the many forges and the thick billowing smoke that comes out of them, leaving quite an atmosphere hanging over the general vicinity. Nevertheless, you make your way inside. You see another elven gentleman, this one a little older, continually cataloging the stream of weapons and armor and accoutrements that come into this area. As you approach the desk, he's Section B47 Pike, Section A9A. Ah, yes. What can I do for you, sir?
Yes, I was here earlier today, perusing your wares, and I have decided I would like to purchase something.
I'm sorry, you cut out there. What did you...
I'm sorry, I must have something in my throat. I was here earlier today and perusing your wares, and I have decided I would like to purchase.
I assume you're saying split mail because that's the one part that keeps popping up.
I haven't said anything beyond purchase some armor.
Oh, okay. It keeps cutting out. Ah, yes. Sections E through N7 there on the right. For general size, what are we looking for?
I would like to purchase a set of the scale.
Very well. There'll be 150 gold pieces.
Do they all come in the same color?
Fortunately, Ironbark is very receptive to dyeing techniques. You would be, of course, at your own disposal to take care of its color. The default, of course, is silver and green.
Well enough. That will do. And I hand over 150 gold. Woo.
Take it from you, and you are presented with a set of beautiful scale mail armor. As you look at every individual scale has this almost lightning pattern going down through it, very closely resembling a thick, almost pine-like bark. But it's been hammered down and flattened into perfectly smooth scales. And that as you lift it up and place it upon your chest, you barely feel the weight of it as it presses down on your shoulders. And as the metallic chinks unfold in the arm, you don't even hear them as they just ever so slightly rub against each other, making not even the faintest sound.
Oh, thank you very much. This is wonderful. Very beautiful. And, you do a great job.
A pleasure, I'm sure.
Just because I want to see him smile, I tip him an extra gold.
You do not see a smile. And instead, he just kind of holds that one extra gold coin and just keeps looking at you.
I'm tempted to reach back and take it back. But I kind of just scowl back at him, tightly clutching the armor and just, good day, sir. And
oh, yeah, this episode's going to be called The Shade of Singorn.
I feel like that's every episode we're in Singorn.
Guy goes back to doing his work as you exit, now fully clothed in scale mail armor. Elena, you make your way back toward the memory ward, knocking once again upon the door of the can't remember the name.
Lord, it's just a lead. Never pronounce
Oh
his
my
name
God.
anyways, okay?
Is this happening again?
Yes.
This is happening again. Hold on. Names. Not
Bring
you.
a buddy.
The Inara family.
Anara, that's it. The Anara household. Yanaka Field Times. And once again, the matron of the family at the door.
Is Lord Anara home?
No. Been at their council most of the week.
Well, my companions and I are leaving. I wanted to pass that message on to him. So
I will see him when council gets out on Friday.
thank you.
Good day.
Isn't it Monday?
It is.
I guess I'll go back to the taverns.
All right. While Elena is away,
The mice will play.
who is downstairs?
Of course. Vale is?
I think
I
so.
am.
I probably would be.
Yeah, we're probably getting. Well, about what time is it?
Getting on. Probably about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
We're probably eating dinner.
Yeah, we're probably eating, and then in like an hour or two, we're gonna go head to the rendezvous.
Oh, right, I totally
The Rendezvous.
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 As the three of you are downstairs, an elf in very long purple and green robes enters the tavern. Takes a quick look around. The room kind of hushes as they enter. And let me double check my notes, make sure I don't say something stupid. I can peel a potato, asshole.
I would like to
Great.
Excuse me, popcorn kernel in the back of my throat.
They do that.
Who spoke to the
The old guy.
Yes.
Mostly Elena.
And Van.
Oh yes, Phil, you did pop up, didn't you?
Pretty sure we were all there, but Elena and Vale did the talking, I believe.
Anyway, the figure kind of looks around for a moment. I have a missive for someone by the name of Elena. Elena.
Elena DeRollo?
All I got was a first name.
Can't be the same one.
Just
Yeah, I think that's us.
Very well. They hand you. There's a sealed envelope with just the name Elena on the front cover, and the emissary walks out.
We're reading it.
Oh, I was just gonna stash it.
oh, yeah.
What? You're not here.
Stash it, not tell me, or stash it and tell me.
You don't know.
Are you gonna read it or no?
Yes.
I guess Paula's reading
Paula
it.
just got.
So Paula snatches it out of your. You break open the wax seal and open it up, and on the inside is a very flowery written letter that states, "This letter does hereby and henceforth for the next available appointment for one member to gain entry to the Emerald Citadel, whereupon a meeting shall be held with the High Council and High Warden Tiralda for purposes of discussion of the safety and security of Singorn."
Does it say like a specific date?
It does not. It also does not have a name on the side of the letter. It just merely says this letter gets you in the door. Oh, and at the bottom of the letter you see a crest stamped into the base of the letter.
That was going to be my question.
Well, We got a meeting with them.
I'm actually surprised.
Shame. The problem is who are we gonna send?
Yeah.
We need someone level-headed.
All right. Well, Doris, you're up.
That was not shade to anybody.
It's just a fact.
It's just a good
Dave
idea.
is pretty level-headed now that he's got the gauntlets on.
Who is? Oh,
Sorry, the manacles.
I'm like, oh.
Glade's gauntlets.
Has Elena returned to the tavern yet?
Not yet.
All right, shall we go?
Uh,
To the rendezvous.
Don't worry about that.
That's tonight, right?
Sure, let's head out.
We don't have to worry about that.
I'm gonna stay here.
Say again?
We don't have to worry about it.
What do you mean?
It's a trap.
Well, yeah.
I know the person who is going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give him the chance.
But we go in knowing it's a trap.
That's not the point. He's not with the people I tried to contact.
Okay, so what do we do?
Just let him be.
Okay. Do they know where we're staying?
They very well could know. I mean, if we want to
Okay.
go and take him out, that's up to me. It's up to you guys. If you want to go, let's go.
That's up to me. I mean, we have a meeting with the council at some point. We are planning on leaving tomorrow morning.
I'd also prefer we have everybody to meet.
Say again?
I would also prefer that we have everybody to meet with the rendezvous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, agreed.
So we just need old Doris and Elena.
All right. So Paula, you said you wanted to do a quick shopping trip then?
I think all the shops are about closed this time.
Good.
I think they're all there. All the shops are closed this time.
They weren't closed this time last night, were they?
They were not.
I got a good deal.
Well, let's head out then. Let's try
We're gonna pick up some health potions and the like.
Okay.
All right. Is anybody staying here?
I can. I have no idea what you guys are doing to begin with.
We're going to buy some health potions, hopefully.
Well, I was just gonna leave the letter with someone for Elena.
I'll hold on to it.
Alright, then shall we head out and get some supplies?
Sure.
Okay, so the two of you make your way out.
Oh, I'm going to.
3.
Oh, and the three of you, I apologize. So Paula as well. Make your way back out into the musical melody that's the Tarn Ward at night.
At night.
As new shops open and the day shops close, different peddlers come here and there and sell their wares. Make an investigation check.
I will spend a key point for advantage. That's better. I got an 18.
18. All right. Let me roll it quick here.
Oh no, he's
Roll stealth.
So you're wandering through the streets, trying to find a specific purveyor of potions, when a familiar voice comes wafting through the crowd, and as the word potion reaches your ears, you kind of perk up and hone your listening in on a particular voice.
Just imagine the elf ear twitches.
Twitch, 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 twitch.
Prairie dog.
Cat eyes.
And as you wander the streets, the voice becomes clearer and more recognizable, and you just kind of stop for a moment as you hear potions. Get your potions, wonderful potions, potions to make you big, potions to make you strong, wonders from the Feywild. Yes, yes, come, buy potions.
Nope. We ain't buying potions from him.
Damn.
I mean, y'all can. I'm not.
You just turn straight around and walk.
Hey Xavier,
Fail.
that invisible hand you can do.
How do you
That
know
is
about
invisible,
the-
right? Huh?
How can you know about if it's invisible?
You took my damn book.
But it was invisible.
I can see invisible. I'm half elf.
What?
That makes no sense.
I know.
But yes.
Half Legolas, what do your half elven eyes? Only
Yes.
invisible.
With your half
That's-
specialized.
I
That's going in the
see
book.
half
Yeah.
invisible.
Yes, so
Half Legolas. What do your half elves eyes see?
Yes. I
Um,
flick around the forehead with the invisible hand. Words.
We
They're
were
hard to-
thinking about
they're hard, aren't they?
liberating some of the kidnapped dragons.
Yes.
I just think if you wanted to help out, you probably have a better chance of being unseen than I would.
This is also true.
I don't know, maybe open a few cages.
Do I see some of the cages?
So, as you continue following the voice and you make your way over toward the cart where this man is peddling, you see this time, instead of being filled with any cages, you see a large, wagon covering the top with the side open, and inside you see gleaming potion bottles of hundreds of various sizes and shapes, from blues and one dazzling in colors of the rainbow and the spraying light around like a disco ball, as well as numerous red potions that look very similar to the standardized healing potions in glass bottles inside wooden crates surrounded by hay to keep them from breaking. As you approach, yes, you look like you could use this. And he reaches into a bag and pulls out this thick black bottle that has a red cork on the top. This can give you the strength of a giant.
Is he
Do
talking
you,
to me
do you
or
need
Vale?
that?
I'm sorry, you both talked over each other. What do you say?
Is he talking to me or Vale?
Kind of pointing to you, Xavier.
He's stronger than me.
Yeah, but he's also misogynistic.
That's fair.
That'd be a giant waste of my time.
Oh.
But it is a magic potion. Yes,
That was great.
yes. Straight from the field.
Yes, and there's other magics that are easily more attainable.
But this could be yours for the low price of 100 gold pieces.
Do I look like I lift much to you?
You do look rather well off, yes.
What else you got?
Yes. This. He pulls out another a red vial, very small red vial with a kind of orange motif around the edge of it. This can give you the breath of a dragon.
Interesting. How much?
This one. little more pricey. 150 gold.
May I see it for just a moment?
Unfortunately, being as fragile as they are, I do not trust them in hands without payment first.
Then can you hold it out?
They don't even need to leave your hands. Just hold it out for me to look.
Sure. He kind of awkwardly
take out-
puts it forward, but not very far.
I'll take out my my eyes of minute seeing.
Ooh,
Oh.
and-
actually using the item.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I actually did kind of forget I had them.
What do you see with your spirit?
What are your human eyes?
Alright, and it gave me an advantage on
Look with your
investigation,
special
I
eye.
believe.
My context. Sorry. I love that commercial far too much.
Same.
That will be
Hi,
a
Kayla.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you glance through your spectacles at this bottle, you can see that it is, while it looks gleaming and beautiful from afar, as you look very closely at the glass surface, you can see that this is actually an antique potion vial that has seen many scrapes and bumps and cracks, and you can't tell by looking at it what exactly is on the inside, but at 150 gold pieces, that's not even worth the bottle.
No, I don't think so. Doesn't quite stand up to snuff, the bottle.
Suit yourself. It was inside the bottle that counts.
If you don't have a chance to use it while it's on the ground. What else do you have?
Well, we have your standard healing potions. If you're interested in things like that.
Possibly, yes. How many of the standard healing potions do you have?
Of just the standard ones. I don't carry the low grade, the greater healing potions. However, I have about 20 on hand.
20.
20.
Peggy, stop taking pictures of your cat.
That's what cats are for.
No, we've bought potions from here, not from this guy, but from other shops around here, correct?
No.
Not potions.
I thought we did.
I don't think so.
No.
I didn't.
Well, what has been the price that we have bought them before?
150.
150?
150 for a greater.
I don't trust this dude.
I like your hoodie.
Sort of don't like to
George.
ask, but how much?
That would be 175 gold pieces each, or I'll give you 10 for 1,000.
Yeah.
No, that's actually not a bad price. Well, the bulk
Assuming they work.
Assuming they work.
I'm pretty sure that's above market value.
Normal price bundle is not bad. Can you hold it out for? Can you hold one of them out for me?
I will only be tonight only.
Well, we're going to be here for tonight only as well, so would you be able to hold one out for me?
Just one?
Anyone, pick your choice. Any one of the 20 you have.
You want a supreme?
I just want to see one of the. I just want you to hold up one of the graders.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if my mic just was being weird.
I thought you said if he could hold one, he could hold it to the side for you to come later.
Oh no.
Is what I was thinking.
Okay, makes sense.
He picks up one of the potions and he holds it in front of him.
Quickly waving my hand and from my face, my eyes flash a blue, and I cast Identify.
Make a perception check.
What are you casting?
Identify.
Identify.
Oh, okay.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
17.
What was that?
17.
The bottle in front of you begins to glow with red energy, showing that it would be a potion of healing in Identify. It does identify as a healing potion, which you find weird. It does not identify as a greater healing potion. And Vale, you notice as well that the potion is glowing red.
Are you doing that?
No.
I don't think it's supposed to do that. I'm fairly confident this is defective.
Clearly.
No, it's just special. More potent.
I don't think so.
You don't know what magic is, do you? Or at least have a firm understanding of it.
Well, hey, I'm learning.
I'm talking to him.
I know.
Shut up, Vale.
Do you want the potion or don't you?
Well,
An actual potion, maybe.
an actual greater healing potion.
This is a healing potion.
A
Yeah,
greater
A greater.
healing potion.
You promised us greater. That's as much as regular healing potion.
Make a
Can I
make a what?
raise my voice and say, "You're selling faulty healing potions?"
Make an intimidation check.
Mirror him.
The one who just said that.
Damn it. Oh God, I gotta roll.
I don't think you allow me assist in that one.
Nope.
What did you roll? Oh, he's crying. Ah, John!
I knew
What was
it.
it?
Whenever I try and do good, I roll a 1.
You try to raise your voice and say, "He's
Yeah.
selling defective."
Good.
Like you just feel this like
Bad.
frog in your throat, and it just kind of comes out. He's selling, and it just doesn't quite come out. And the shop owner, look, if you're not looking to buy, you can step off.
We're just looking for some honest
Does
business.
he have are they kind of like set in a display around me? Or
Oh,
in front
yeah.
of him?
All over the counter. It's not kind of on a counter in front of you. It's in the cart behind him.
How far?
From you currently, 15 feet.
Okay. Well, if we're not dealing with an honest business, you won't get honest business. Shall we go?
And find some actual magic? Yes.
I'd also like to look around at something.
As we're walking away, invisible hand comes out. Is there like a good amount of them on one spot? Like, a good push would knock all of them down.
Bump the table for you.
Yeah, make a dexterity check. With a hand.
Oh shit.
No, don't say that.
Oh, did we just agree that it's like all average, like all 10 scores across the
Yeah,
board?
we did.
Just want to make sure. Natural 20.
Thank you.
As
I'll take a picture.
as you walk away, you hear over. Turn around, and many of the potions have slipped off this one side that got knocked askew. And you actually watch as this, as the potions mix on the ground, this thick purple smoke begins to like billow out from underneath the wagon, and you, oh shit! Starts like, frantically trying to separate the potion bottles before they spill too much into each other.
Just keep walking.
All right.
I put my hand out to fist bump Vale.
All right. In the essence of time, in the essence of time, you do find a legitimate potion salesman. I'm not going to role play that. How many potions would you like to purchase?
Like 2 greater.
Okay, 300 gold. Actually, I am sorry, but 175 is the Singorn price. So that's what, 225, 250.
350.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose I get a discount for my Gilmore's medallion.
Actually,
Nope.
you do.
Oh man, damn it!
How many?
It was easy math until now.
Can I just buy a couple lesser?
A regular one,
Yeah, but 50
Right.
or 75.
and those are 75 gold each.
Was it 350?
I'll buy 4 of those. So 300.
Are they special because we bought them at night?
You'll find out.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh.
I don't think Eldorus knew.
No, he did.
I wanted to tell you, but you weren't. I wasn't there.
Anyway, Sapala, what were you?
I honestly wasn't looking for anything particular. I just wanted to see if anything caught my eye.
Okay, so you wander the streets while they're shopping, and this whole thing is beautiful for you. The music that's being played and the nature that is incorporated in everything is stunning to you, and you find yourself just mesmerized by the patterns around you and the music and the dancing and the beautiful artisanship. And you find that you could easily be lost here for just hours. Clackety clack 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 clackety.
Mechanical keyboard.
Did anyone else want to do it?
Elena just returns to the tavern.
So,
Elena, no.
Sapala?
sorry.
What's up?
I just kind of meant like shopping wise.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
What would you be interested in?
I don't know. I'm not really looking. It sounds dumb. Like I'm not looking for anything in particular. I just wanted
Window
to see
shopping?
What? Kind of, yeah, but not really. Like
Okay, so as you walk around, you see every form of artisanship that you could possibly imagine. Potters and weavers and painters, sculptors and blacksmiths. Everyone's plying their trade here in this open atmosphere marketplace where a lot of these places are crafting the items right in front of people as they are stepping up to order them. You see beautiful sword dancers and armorers, seamstresses, and without knowing exactly what you'd be looking to shop for, I can't give you
I'm
something to
sorry.
shop for. No, it's okay.
Is there a jewelry maker somewhere?
Make an investigation check.
Height. $21.
As you round one of the corners of the Tarn district, you find this entire alleyway where table after table is set up by different artisans who are sitting, and one of them is linking chain links in a necklace, while another one's setting a diamond in a ring embezzler. And as you walk down, you just see row after row of priceless gems and beautiful leaf pattern necklaces, a couple of wooden bracelets and things.
Are there any what is that called? They're not bracelets. They go on your arm. They go on
Bracer?
your arm.
Armbands or
Arm
Go-
bracelet.
Yes.
Gauntlet?
Yes. arm band.
Armbands. They
bracelet
go like up
thing.
on your bicep.
Arm jewelry.
Yes.
I'd like to take a look at them.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what you're describing here. You're just talking like a band for your arm.
Yeah, they go on your like bicep. I know what Kayla's talking.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. As you approach one of them, there's a elven woman. She's sitting, her hair pulled back in a nice tight bun, and before her you see a lot of leather working tools, and she's and some other weaving tools, and there are like a hemp weave band, a leather band with metallic plates added in them with elvish phrases that have been etched into the surface. A couple of them are jeweled, some made out of chainmail, some solid metal, others being that strange iron bark material that you'd seen before.
Is there like just a simple leather one?
Yeah, as you're
a
there's
leaf on it.
They're called arm rings, but
yeah. So as you go through one of them, you pick up from the table a lot of the Singorn uses a leaf motif in many of their artwork and designs. So a good number of these simple leather armbands have been tooled with a leaf pattern.
I asked the artisan how much they are, I guess.
Those ones there are 15 silver pieces.
All right, I'll take one.
You hand her the silver, and she takes the armband from the table and puts it in a small white box, and ties a small twine around the top and hands it off to you. Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
You as well.
And I head back to Vale and Xavier.
Okay. And as you come out, Vale and Xavier have finished their potion shopping, exiting a semi-crooked building with many potions on the interior.
Can we pass by the snake oil salesman?
Yeah, and which you see that same gentleman from earlier is on the ground mopping up potions with a large towel, but the towel appears to be smoking and keeps catching fire, and he keeps having to like pat it out and then continues trying to mop up the mess.
What happened?
Retribution.
Well,
A little bit.
it's wonderful.
I just poke her in the forehead with the hand.
All right. Did you guys have anything more you wanted?
Nope.
All right. So everyone makes it back to the tavern. Elena, you tavern.
I'm sitting at the table, waiting for everyone to show back up.
We see you got your letter.
Are we going to go tomorrow? We need to get on this as soon as we can, and we can leave right after.
I have no.
We don't
objection.
know when they'll be available. They didn't say.
Then it might be best to set something up in 2 weeks if we can't get it in tomorrow.
If we can.
I think we should just leave as soon as possible and deal with it when we get back.
But if we don't address this now, and then they see it as us being inactive and it not being as important as it really is.
Our allies in the south are in danger.
Yeah.
We have to get going soon.
Well,
So we
but
can-
also a single in danger.
They seem to be able to handle themselves. We've given them fair warning.
And if not, they have a better chance.
I'm
Write them
not
a
saying
letter.
that we don't leave. I'm saying we go to this, we set something up, we figure something out, then we leave.
You could write them a letter.
And we're not disagreeing with you on that.
I agree with the letter. I think it would take. I think it would be time-consuming and not particularly fruitful if we went there in person.
Then just one of us will go while y'all get ready to leave.
Or on the way, we could use the Scriball to communicate with someone on the council.
They're not going to let us just scry it on.
The one you know. What's his name?
Lord, they're not going to let us scry it on a council. We need to be there in person. We need to stress how important this is. All of these ways that y'all are saying are not stressing. We don't take it as important. We don't act as if then they will not act as if it is.
We have been taking it as important, but they have been showing the initiative.
But writing
to
a
us.
letter or taking care of it when we get back, or just
What do you think
completely
they've done with
ignoring
us? What do you think this letter means here? The exact same thing they're doing to us. Nothing's
going to
change with them.
Leave it.
I'm not saying leave it.
I agree. We should try and make contact if we can.
Then let's do it tomorrow, and then if nothing comes of it, then leave.
We could even may not be the best idea, but we could even have Glaive speak our case once he's out, because he'll be here.
That's true.
But we
And he'll
can't
be
set that up if we don't go to them tomorrow.
I know. I said we should.
Okay.
Eldoris?
Are we decided then?
Yes.
Okay. So make sure you're still with us.
I am hearing somebody swallow, and it is really weird.
Alright, so I guess we'll rest then.
All right, and as everyone goes to bed, I think that's where we'll call it.
Well, we don't. We do have something else.
Uh-oh.
We do have the rendezvous if we wanted to go.
I thought we weren't going.
Getting mixed signals.
We could do that next week.
Huh?
Well, we'll decide this next week.
Well, yes, mostly because I
We'll just
haven't really
have
fleshed it out yet either. That was
No,
not
let's go
quite
now.
fair.
He doesn't have it fleshed out.
Quick, we have an element of
No,
surprise.
no, no. Cal
I mean,
can make us cry on the spot. He can flesh things
I-
out. Send
I was gonna say, hello. I took 2 words from Matt Mercer on Ironbark and created an entire industry of people crafting frickin' tree armor.
Well, that's what a good DM does.
That's what a DM does. So yeah, if you guys, but I'm tired. So
You walk in,
That's
the
what-
rest of your parents are here dead. Everyone you've ever known.
All right.
Alright, good night.
Hello, everybody.
plot twist: Vale's mom's still alive.
I mean, that
cut
was
out of the stream.
that was my worst case scenario.
Okay, bye.
Oh my